Good morning. Welcome to Sewing Street. I'm John Cole Morgan, and we've got the most fantastic couple of hours ahead of us. Wendy Orlando's back. If you watched us the last time, oh, we were saucy. Hoping it's going to be the same today. Keep you all giggling. Block of the Week's back. Block of the Week's going to be really, really cool. But thank you for joining me first thing early this morning. We have got the most brilliant early bird. Now, I know I mention this all of the time. I absolutely adore this Rolland press. Really, really, really great product. Now, I know a lot of you, you've got these in your bags. You don't always use them. You just think, oh, what would I ever use them for? They are fantastic. They are so, so good to be able to use them. And let me just show you why. So you've got your normal piece of fabric. We're going to pretend that I've sewn this all together now. And when you want to do your little seam, so if you're like me, you don't like doing those whole 10,000 steps a day thing, which is why I'm a little rounder than most people. If you go over and the ironing board is all the way over there and you can't be bothered, you just do that. You just do that. And look how effective it is. Look how crisp that is. It is absolutely fabulous. It's just so easy to use. You can press everything into, literally, you can press it into submission with the greatest of ease, quite comfortably. And if you need to flatten it back out again, you go there. Now, I know a lot of you have seen these in quilting shops before, and it doesn't completely take it out, but on the other side, you can see it's nowhere near as crisp as it was when you've done it that way. And a lot of you will see these in the shops and you're thinking, yeah, what for? Why would I? These are just so incredibly useful. And when you don't have access to an iron, it's one of those brilliant things that you just keep in your sewing kit and you're able to get it at any point. It is so, so easy to use. It takes up no room whatsoever, and it is absolutely so user-friendly whenever you want to do it. You can do it on multiple layers of fabric as well. So I'll use the cream. You can see I've got 2 layers there. If I push that down. Ooh. And you can see that's gone through so comfortably there. And it's so good that you can see it from that angle because it's just such an impressive piece of kit. And it's one of those things, I'm quite shocked they've put them as an early bird because they sell so well on their own and people get them automatically on their own. And the good thing is as well, it's one of the, now that it's an early bird, you can get it and have a go. It's such an incredible price, such great quality. We've got these, I've had mine for about 5 years and I'm still using it every now and then. I don't use it all the time because obviously I get my little cocoon and my iron's right there. But when I don't have the iron there, I just can't be bothered to go and turn the plug on. They're perfect. And it's perfect for miniature quilting and also foundation paper piecing. When I'm doing foundation paper piecing, those seams can be really, really tiny. Using an iron sometimes isn't the best thing to do. So when you do that, if you're just doing a tiny little seam like that, look how easy it is to get that seam crest there. And then of course, remember, if you've got your early bird now and you've bought that, you've paid your P&P all day. You don't need to worry about that. You're getting free P&P then for the whole day by getting this now. Really, really great. And remember, the one-day P&P, $3.95 throughout the day. Once you've paid that with your early bird, you can order as many times as you like throughout the day. No more, no less. You can click out as many times as you like, and that's whether it's on the web or you want to call the call center. Either work fine. Oh, and remember, the early bird is only while stocks last. We don't have a huge amount of these available. So please, if you do want to get one, I hate when people lose out on these things. So just remember, there's a limited stock on those. So make sure you come and get them. How many? Wow, we've only got 50 of these left now, so please make sure you do get one. They're a really, really great tool, especially for miniature projects, because literally, if you're wanting to do just a tiny little seam there, like which you most times you'd need to do for your foundation paper piecing, you can see, and this is on 2 layers of fabric, you can see you've easily marked your little mark there. Really, really simple to do. And if you need the larger seams as well, that works just as well. You can see there. And if we want to do it even more, we can go mad and we can do the whole length here. Oh, wow. I'm hearing 11 people have already checked out on our early bird, and there are plenty more. There are plenty more still in baskets. We only have 50 of these available today, so please make sure you check out nice and quick. So you can see I've done a nice long width of fabric there, and look, absolutely crisp as anything on both edges. Really, really easy to use. Such a great product as well. But now, I'm going to get into trouble, but did anybody watch Cara Ackerman and I the other day doing her leather work? We have got these Gutermann threads, 70 weight, that work for heavy duty fabrics, denims, leather, the felting, and it's just the most fantastic, fantastic threads, these. Not going to talk about them now. Make sure you check the website out, but they are amazing, and they're variegated, and you know how much variegated thread costs. But speaking of 11 o'clock, I'm not allowed to do this. I'm going to get into so much trouble. Bees! Look at the little bees. We've got bees. I love these. But I have to say, I think this might be my favourite fabric. Look at that. Hexagons, same collection. So these are coming up at 11. I like to give you a little bit of a taste of what's coming up. So have a check on our website for all of those products, and you can have a look there while we're doing the show, because we're not bringing them on till 11. Now, if you want to get in touch with us, please, we'd love to hear from you. Got any questions for Wendy? She's just over there. Any questions about Block of the Week? I've had 3 or 4 questions, which I've got answers for you already. Best way of doing that is the email, studio@sewingstreet.com. If you'd like to do that on our Facebook page, we've got 2 ways you can do that. Easiest way and the best way is going on to www.facebook.com/sewingstreettv, and then you'll see there's a little message bar there, and you can tap message and send us a message from there. Really, really easy to do. And don't forget, if you want to follow us on all of our social media platforms, we've got Sewing Street fans page, we've got our Instagram page, which is @SewingStreet. But also, we've got that fantastic YouTube channel, which has got every single one of our shows, going back to Valentine's Day on our very first broadcast, right up to yesterday's show. And today's show will be running live on there at the moment, so you can easily go back and refer to any of the demos that you want. Oh my goodness. More than half of the Rolland press have gone now. We're down to 23 of these. This is what it looks like outside the packaging. That's what you're getting. The first 10 minutes of the show, and we've already sold more than half of it. I'm sure these are going to sell out today, saving you £4 on this deal today. And effectively, that's the cost of your P&P. And then you can shop for the rest of the day without having to pay it again. But we've got the most fantastic hour ahead now. We've got Wendy Orlando teaching us loads of wonderful tips and tricks on her Creative Grids ruler. We're going to now just remind you how best to... we're going to do the bundles, of course. I'm jumping ahead. It's because I'm so excited. We're going to start off with is this the Maui one? I just love these batiks. They are so lovely. We've called this one the Lone Star Maui Fabric Bundle. 2.5 meters. You're getting half a meter of each one. That's $39.99. And these batiks are absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to show you the size of one of them first. So all of them will be this size in the batiks. Just look at that. So, so beautiful there. Loads to play with. And the great thing with this bundle is it was to give you a taster to work with our gorgeous little ruler that you can then be able to have a play and go then. What have I done? How have I done this? There we go. Every time I think I've gotten better on folding, I take a couple of days off and there we go. So that's our first fabric. This is our second one there. Look at that one. That's the third. This one is just so beautiful. And then last but not least in this gorgeous bundle is the pink. So we've got such a beautiful, beautiful combination of fabrics there. The Maui Batik bundle. That one is 2.5 meters. Next we've got the Liberty bundle. Now I am so excited. Wendy's going to be very cross, but I'm going to reach under. Can I show you a sample? There we go. I just adore this. I'm only going to show one of the samples because the second sample is just beautiful. This is the sample of just using a part of this Liberty collection. Isn't that the most gorgeous table runner? She is so good, that Wendy. Absolutely loving that. But this bundle is so, so good. Look at those. Really, really beautiful. It's just, these work so well together as well. And what I love, what Wendy's done, is being able to take 1 or 2 of these fabrics and then space it out with the ivory and the cream that we've got available as well. Absolutely stunning. Really lovely. So these 5, you're getting a half a meter of each. Let me show you how big half a meter is on one of them, because they're all the same size. It's a huge amount of Liberty there, isn't it? Half a meter there. Isn't this colorway just so beautiful? Love that. And that's our first one. And then we've got our second colorway there. So fun. Oh, I think I got that upside down. Beautiful. This one, I'm not sure. I can never decide which one my favorite is. I think I'm going to go with this one, which is the Cosmos one. So pretty. Really, really beautiful. So those 5 half-meter pieces, 2.5-meter bundle, £37.45 today. Such a great price there. And then our very last bundle, oh, but certainly not least, is our Alison Glass Purple bundle. This is just so pretty. Oh, I love it. So you got 3 Alison Glass fabrics there and 2 solids. This is an Alison Glass. These are 2 solids and these 2 Alison Glass. They are so beautiful. $27.49. That can't be right. That cannot be right. Oh, well, it's there now. £27.49. Let me show you just how much fabric you're getting in each one of these pieces. Just look how beautiful that is. I absolutely adore that. Now remember, if you are buying these bundles, they come pre-cut. You can't get 2 of the bundles and have them as meter pieces, unfortunately. So they are going to come to you as individually half-cut pieces. That was our first fabric in that bundle. This is our second, and you can just see that beautiful subtle echo design on there. It's beautiful. And there is our beautiful purple. I want to call it grape, but I'm sure it's not called grape. I think that's the lilac or the lavender. Can never remember them all. And then last but not least, I'm going to open this one up just a little bit. Look at that. Just so beautiful, beautiful, this design there as well. That needs a bit of a roll and press on that, doesn't it? Don't forget our early bird. Brilliant. So that is these are the 3 bundles that we've got available. Now, obviously, all of these have got the words Lone Star in the title as the bundle. That's just to be able to show you the name of the bundle. This is the ruler that the lovely Wendy is going to be demonstrating for us. So fun! Love this. Creative grids, and all know you've got that wonderful shiny side there, which most of your rulers have. When you're using it, it moves around, but with the creative grids, you've got those wonderful non-slip grip dots. And then when you're going to be using there. And the good thing with this is because you've got everything on the bias here, and Wendy's going to be telling us a little bit about bias as well. Wendy's staring at me going, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. This is great because when you are working on the bias, your fabric is held a lot safer and more secure with the dots. So when you cut through it, I wish you could see the faces I'm getting from Wendy. But when you cut through it, then it just keeps your fabric a lot more secure, being able to do it. And with these, you've got those wonderful Creative Grids instructions as well. And you've got the QR code over, I saw it, where is it? Oh, it must be on the instructions. I thought that was a QR code. Look at that. That's so cool because that gives you an idea of a quilt design. Which I love with these rulers is they give you all these wonderful, incredible ideas. Look at all these wonderful designs that you can make from this wonderful ruler. So fun. So that is the ruler Wendy's going to be demonstrating with us today. Really looking forward to that. And you've got the 3 bundles. So we're just going to remind you how it is best to shop with us. And we'll be back in a minute once we've got the lovely Wendy on.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer, and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying 1 postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
She's back, and I've managed to coax her up from hiding under the table because she wasn't going to come on.
I'm not talking to you.
Hello,
John.
Wendy.
I'm not talking to you.
How are you,
Good
my
morning.
darling?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's
How are you?
so lovely to have you back.
So excited to be back.
Are we going to behave today?
No.
Probably not. No. Now,
Not
this
at all.
ruler is fabulous. Now, show me what it is you've made, because you did some incredible demonstration pieces here. They are so fun.
Well, it's a 3-in-1, but more than a 3-in-1, because you can cut 2 sets of triangles, 2 different triangles, and a diamond. But you can also use it to cut straight, even though it doesn't look like you can.
Oh, wow.
You can. So I'll be showing you how to do that as well.
Oh, fab.
But then you can, the diamond is the one.
That is just so much fun.
Yeah, the diamond is the one that I love.
That is beautiful.
It's gorgeous, isn't
Really,
it?
really well
Gorgeous.
with that. I love that.
And it's simply just diamonds put together, and it's the way that you've put it together, and I think that would make a wonderful table decoration.
It'd be beautiful. Even as, because I was looking at it and thinking also, some people don't like big quilts over their beds. Having that going over the bed as a bed spray, a bed end as a cover with that could be
You've got
quite
a
nice
little
as
bed,
well.
John.
Well, no, I've got a king size bed. That could be no, but you extend it.
Yes.
You could extend it. Each of you get a triangle.
No, you could. And also you could make it as long as you want, and then you could just square it off at the end. But I think that would be really nice to have that draped over the edge, wouldn't it?
It would. So show me the rest of your gorgeous pieces here.
And it's basically just showing you what you can do with this ruler. So you can create the pinwheel, so you can create the triangles. And these are my favourite. But
oh, they're beautiful.
Spot the error.
It's artistic variation.
Yeah.
Artistic variation.
It was a late night that night,
That's okay.
but that's fine. But these are super easy to make as
really
well.
look
So
good.
you don't even have to line any seams up, which is
Even
really good.
better. But now with those, if you were going to be making a full star, you'd need 8 of those, wouldn't you?
Yes.
So what you could do with your creative adjustment there, you could make 4 like that and 4 like the other and alternate them.
Yeah. Or I could just have an odd one, because that suits me perfectly. But that you just turn your fabric around.
Yeah.
So before you cut it, you make sure you've got it the right way.
Everything the right way round.
And then you could say to me, well, why haven't you just made a square and added triangles on? Because these are actually 4 triangles in here.
Oh, of course.
You could have just said, well, why didn't you make a square? But I like the way that it's cut the pattern, but then put it back together again. So each one of these are different.
And it's a great way of showing out that fabulous batik as well.
That is gorgeous, that fabric.
It's beautiful, because
It
they've got that
is.
in the blue as well and the purple. It's such a great combination.
right.
You've used that one already as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
So I've put all of them together there.
So beautiful.
So this would be great for a table mat.
Yeah.
Because all you need it to be is the size of the base of the plate, and then have your knives and forks at the side. Or again, you could add them.
You can have them as a set. I know, it's brilliant.
Yes, and I've actually set myself to challenge though. I'm going to see how many of these I can make all different ways.
Oh, that'd be fun, because I was looking at this and thinking you could do a pinwheel with that, because that's what you did with the little one. Do you know, one of my friends, she's got a leaky kettle at the moment with a wooden surface, and she's got so many supplies, and she's very particular about her kettle. She made one of these so that when it leaked, it went into the kettle leaked onto this, so she could hang that up at the end of each day instead of just buying a new kettle.
I would have backed it with something to stop it going through, because we have wooden surfaces, and that is a major issue.
a big problem.
It really is, and I'm forever saying, don't put things down. Which they do, and the amount of times I've had to re-sand because you've got big marks on there. But that would be perfect.
It would. And then your last little corner there, this is just beautiful.
Because this really is
Love
what
that.
the ruler is all
It's
about,
designed
really. This is what it's to create. So you would then make 4 of these and sew them together.
Make your gorgeous Lone Star.
Yeah, and that's what it is all about. So I couldn't demonstrate this without showing you what the finished
and
looks
there's
like.
more than enough fabric left to be able to make those in
Plenty,
the bundle, isn't
plenty.
it? Brilliant.
And we have got the cream as an extra, you have got. But I like the fact that I put all the flowers together. But some people, it may be a little bit too busy for them. So just alternate these. And it does make a difference where you put the fabrics.
Yes.
Because you have to line them up in a certain way so that they then...
Coordinate.
Yes. Brilliant.
I have a wonderful feeling you're about to show us how to do
I
that.
will. Do you, are you moving me on, John?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because I was actually just going to
Not
say...
at all.
You can use it for straight. It
You were
doesn't
saying
have
that you
to
could
be.
use it for straights as well. How brilliant.
It doesn't have to be. In fact, this is how you start your diamonds. You start by sewing straight lines. So you could use that. And the one of the fabrics, the bottom of the purple pile,
Yes.
that is directional.
Oh, it is, yes.
So I would tend to use that in a straight.
Right.
rather than the diamond. You could, but I wouldn't want to be piecing out all the pictures. I would just cut it in a straight and do it that way. So let's get started then.
Wonderful. So how do you start?
Just with...
Bottom shelf, if you like. We've got 2 shelves under there, so it's
What
always
fabrics would you like me to use?
whichever one's easiest for you.
No, you choose.
Don't mind. Should we do the... Let's do the Liberty, because the Liberty is so beautiful.
It is. It is gorgeous. And the pinks, you've got 2 pinks in there.
I know, they're so fun.
And they work so well together. So they're
really
different,
do.
but the same colourway. So they work amazing together. First thing we're going to do is you need to cut strips.
Right.
Now I'm going to be working in 2.5 strips, but you can cut them as
Any
wide
size
as
you like.
yeah, as long as you want.
Do you have to end with it being a finished size?
You start with a long strip, and then you'll see in a moment. I'm trying to think. I did write down how much you need if you were just creating one of these.
Right.
Maybe put it downstairs now, John, haven't you? So if you were creating just one of those,
Yes.
I think it's about 10 inches you need.
Okay.
And then you add on for each further one, because once
Yes.
you've done the initial 45-degree cut, that's where you lose a bit of material. But don't throw that away, because you can always use that for something else. First thing we're going to
But
do...
that's the great thing with us quilters, we end up using every scrap that we can in any project we can.
Oh, I've got a scrap basket that I put them all in, and then there's always something that you just leave just a little bit of material for.
Because I do so much foundation paper piecing, they're perfect for me because I just plop them and put them in anything.
Right.
Got your left-handed rotary cutter there.
And I need my glasses. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to, this looks pretty good actually, but I'm going to just cut a straight edge. And all I'm doing here, and this is where this is brilliant because you can use it to cut a straight edge as well, I'm just lining the bottom of my fabric up with, I don't know, yeah, you can pick that
Here's
up
that
there.
little black line.
A little black line there, so that I know that this bottom is
Square.
level. And then I cut. Oh. It's not behaving this morning, John. You gave me the left-handed one that's not for left-handed people, didn't you? It's fine, I've done it.
I will rotate this
It's
now
fine,
for you.
it's fine.
No, they're
It's
so quick to
absolutely
turn
fine.
around,
No,
honestly.
I've done it, it's all right now. So the first thing I've done is just cut that level at the end. Are you with me, John?
Yep.
And then we need to turn it around the other way. And you will see that I am a lefty, so everything will be in reverse to you. And this ruler has got lots of numbers on it. Thank you, John. Lots of numbers, and it tells you here what the fabric width you need and what the finished. Are you right there?
My microphone fell off.
That disappeared. I don't want to know where, John.
Sorry.
Yeah, so it will tell you that if I'm doing a 2.5 fabric width,
Yes.
then the finished size will be a 2. So you follow it. Put 2.5.
So the ruler is actually guiding you along the process all the way along.
It is. It's really good for that. But when you look at it, you think, I can't possibly cut a straight edge with it because you can only cut up to a 6.5 because this is the edge that you're interested in really because that's where you'll be cutting up. So I'm going to cut a 2.5 strip, and if you follow it down, it tells you that the finished size is going to be 2 inches.
Brilliant.
And that's allowing for 1/4 of an inch seam each side. Yeah. So it
Perfect.
just takes all the guesswork out for you because you sometimes when you're designing things you have to take that into consideration, but this does it all for you.
Brilliant.
So
Just press the red button. Other way. There we go.
it doesn't work now because that one did work in the end. So always cut away from you.
Always.
Never cut towards you. And I always lift it up very slightly because you don't want to be pushing forward.
I don't think that way.
It hasn't cut at all, has it? You've thrown me
There you
under the
go.
bus 3 times
There you
today
go.
already, John. No, I want the other one back, please.
You can have the other one back with the
Thank you.
greatest of pleasure.
Thank you. Oh,
I
you-
opened that for you because I knew you'd left the last one open on the table unattended.
that's what you love to hear, that sound, isn't it? Like, yes, I did leave it unattended, didn't I? So
But it is interesting. We all do have our favourite rotary cutters.
being a lefty, I do struggle with some things, and especially obviously scissors. You've got the lefties out for me today, which is really good. But that's also great because it shows that it doesn't matter if you're left or right, what-handed you are, you can still use the tool. So the first thing you're going to do is cut 2.5 inch strips. Got another one there. I'm just going to.
And how many are we cutting out?
I'm cutting 3.
Oh, brilliant.
Because that's if you're going to start making the diamond,
Mm-hmm.
because you would have 3. But again, you can make as many as you want. It doesn't.
And I love the way you've done that one, the purple one you've just put away, that you've got that central strip around the middle.
This is what I was saying about placement. So for these ones, if you're going to do one of these, you need 2 different styles of strips.
Of course.
So you need pattern 1, 2 and 3.
Yes.
But then you need pattern 2, 1, 2, and then pattern
3, 2 and 1.
Well, no, then pattern 1, 2 and 3 again.
Of course, because you're just turning it round. Oh, brilliant.
But you can do that because when you've cut that 45-degree bias, you do lose, as I say, quite a bit of material. So if you want to do that, that's fine. No, just turn it round. Just turn it round. But that's how you would make the one like that. But this one, I thought, well, hang on a minute.
I love that.
Let me have the plain going through the middle. It's very difficult to see when you've just got it in a small area. Can you imagine that on a big quilt?
Because I'm just thinking you'll have all these wonderful spikes going all the way out. It'll be beautiful.
But I like to try, sadly I didn't have that long with this, but I like to try everything that I can. The one thing I didn't do, and I will do at some point, is work out how many of the 6-inch diamonds that you can get out of one fat quarter. There's going to be quite a lot because it's... I think you might know, mightn't you? But don't forget you've got to cut that bias off first.
Yes. I'm just thinking because you can get 17 and a half.
Oh, I'm seeing your little brain work in there, John. Your little cogs going around.
That's 4, 5, 6, 7. You'll get 7 2.5-inch strips out of each one. So you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 35 strips.
Right.
So or we can work it out now when you do these 3 together. Because you'll get 35 strips in total. As long as you're aware that it's there.
I saw that. I only got to look at your eyes, John. I see the look. I saw the look.
I cannot stand blades being left open.
No, it is. You should always close them up, and especially if you've got children around. But this one's quite a stiff one. Right.
Now, if you want to make it less stiff, if you rotate it round...
I'm not even going
seriously,
there.
If you rotate that nut half a rotation, you'll find it's easier to open up.
I will take your word for it. If I do some more cutting, I'll take your word for it.
Pleasure.
So now I've got my 3 strips. I don't think we want to sew all of them because the last thing you want to do is see me sewing.
Oh no, it'd be fun.
You know why?
Just remember it's right sides together. Because you've got the right and wrong side together.
No, I'm just getting my 3. I was going to cut them down so that you didn't have to see me doing such a long...
Well, we've got time. You've got about 27 minutes.
I want to show you lots. I'm going to cut them down, John. I'm going to override you and cut them down. So
that was just a little tiny bit of side eye.
I'm trying to clear. I'm being very messy.
You're very
today.
good. You're clearing as you go.
I'm being very messy today. Right, so I've got 3, and it doesn't matter what colours that you have. So just remember the sequence. So 1, 2, 3, then 2, 1, 2. So I'm going to actually put this one. And I was thinking that would make an amazing shirt for you.
It really would.
That'd be fantastic.
It would I have to say, I had a lovely message from the amazing Alison Marion a couple of weeks ago saying, oh, that fabric would be beautiful as a shirt for you. Shall I make it for you? And I was like, Alison, don't start, if you let that gauntlet out, I'll be sending you meters of fabric every week.
That one.
It's gorgeous.
And do they actually, they don't sell them in, this is a kit, isn't it? So
it's a kit.
So that when you get them, that's
we
all
do
you've
have
got
about
in
a half metre.
So I want to see you in one of those next, please. I want to see you, John.
Yes, dear.
So yes, you're quite right. We put right sides together. And I've already broken a needle this morning, so you could go anywhere today.
Be fine.
And I'm going to do what you do, and you
top to bottom, bottom to top.
That's the one. Would you like to tell everyone why, John?
When you don't do it that way, you if you're always sewing in the same direction, you've got with your right or left-handed, you'll pull the fabric automatically, and the weight of your fabric, because you'll see this gorgeous 780, it's got such a deep throat. On the side, your fabric's a lot more supported, so it's less likely to happen on a machine like this, but my little machine at home has got a little throat on the side like that. I've still not unpacked my 720. So you'll end up with it veering over and your fabric bows ever so slightly. And then whatever you do, you'll never meet those seams. It's very annoying.
So I'm just lining the sides up, and you can pin this if you want to. I'm not a lover of pins. I just, as it goes, I just put it in line.
I stabbed my finger quite spectacular with a pin on air a couple of weeks ago. And
I thought you went through the needle here. Or was it just a pin? It was just a pin, John.
Straight down.
But it was just a pin.
Just a pin.
I thought
Quite
you
right.
said you
Yeah.
got...
Straight down the quick of my nail. It didn't feel a thing. Didn't feel a thing.
This is
That's beautiful, that
It is,
machine.
isn't it? It
It's
just does it all
absolutely
for you. So this was my
So you've sewn
finishing
from
end.
the selvage to the end.
So now I'm going other way. So I'm going to put this fabric in the middle. It really doesn't matter.
No.
Really doesn't matter. And a 1/4 inch seam.
All the way down.
All the way down. You'll have to keep giving me time checks, John, because I just get lost in the moment when I'm
Absolutely
sewing.
fine. You've got about 22, 23
That's
minutes.
good.
I just love that machine because literally you just put your foot down and it's ready to go.
And I was saying to Kat, how do I get the foot down? She won't just put your foot on the bed.
Oh, I'm hearing 1/4 of the stock on this ruler's gone already.
I'm not surprised.
So good.
It's one of those things you think, I don't need one of those, until you get it. And then you think, how have I ever done without it?
Exactly. But I'm also hearing people checking out on the block of the week. You'll see just behind Wendy and I today, we've got our block of the week in blossom on this side and our rainbow in that side. So when you look on Wendy, you'll see all the rainbow.
Oh,
Isn't that beautiful?
I don't feel like that today, John.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So we chose the right bundle to use. The Liberty bundle that we have available now, it is in someone's basket. There is only one left.
Oh no.
So if it's in your basket, please check out. We don't want you to miss out. First person to pay for it gets it. So make sure you check out if you've got it in your basket now. There's only one of this Liberty bundle left over. Such a beautiful colour combination. I'm not surprised.
What's your favourite? I like the purples.
See, I'm very fickle. I'm very fickle with fabric. I love all fabric. Actually, that's not... I do tend to go more towards blue, but I think of all of these, I adore the Liberty, but I think this one is very special. But then I look at the Batik and I'm like, I love all of those as well. It's very hard.
They're really nice.
And they're so lovely to work with.
They are really amazing to work with. They're a lovely
Really
weight.
lovely to work with.
So now we're just going to iron the seams, and I've done it always. I've ironed them open, I've ironed it one way or the other, and I actually like to iron that centre panel, but this is a personal choice. I've got the board around the wrong way. I'm making this very difficult for myself, John.
You're all good.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was going to say, do you flip it round then and do it again? I do as well.
Only because now, if you can see...
You've got a tiny little curve.
So what I would do is you just offer it up to that and give it a little push just to send it on its way, because you do need, that's the one thing I will say, you do need to have is precision. You have to be quite precise. So if I'd have left it, you'd see I've got a good 1/4 inch.
You'll see you've got some best press under your desk over there, so if you want to give that a little bit of a blast, will that help you with your bias?
It absolutely will, and again, it's a personal choice. I don't cut on the bias because I just like to get a project and just make it. I mean, obviously, when cutting on the bias, it does make the fabric flow better and drape better. You don't need it for this.
Which is not what you want in quilting. You want it to be rigid, firm and accurate.
So personally, I wouldn't cut on the bias with this. And as I say, you just want to get your project. You don't want to have to worry about which way you're doing it. So yeah, normally if you're doing something like dressmaking, you do want it on the bias because you do want that flowy fabric. But we don't need it for this. So would you like me to give it a quick blast? I'm going to need that back, aren't I?
It's for you. I don't mind. I love best press.
oh dear.
Oh, I love it. It's the scent-free one.
It is. I was just waiting. Oh dear.
Waiting
I was just waiting for the waft, and it didn't come.
But it's just as good.
I love lavender. We've got the lavender is being harvested at home as I speak. Oh, I don't know. I get a little bit of a waft then. So I would definitely.
I do prefer the lavender one myself, actually, because it's just got that, and it stays in your ironing board as well, which I love.
Yeah, me too. I've made that a little bit wet. Well, that's fine.
But it comes out very easily.
It does, and it doesn't stain. That's the good thing, which is really good.
And unfortunately, it's such a great product. We've sold out of it at the minute, so keep checking the website. As soon as stock comes back in, it will be back up on the website.
And all that simply does is just will give. It's not a huge amount of rigidity, but it's enough to be able to hold it a little bit more in place. And you do need that when you're cutting. Right. So what do you call her?
The June Taylor. I love it. But it's such a great board for this, certainly for this space.
Yes, it's massive.
Brilliant.
It's massive. Now we've got our strips, and they can be as long as you want. The longer you make them, the more you'll be able to make at a time. And it's the initial the initial 45-degree cut that's going to waste the material.
Right.
So really, I didn't want to, because the last thing you want to do is just see me sewing a straight line. But if you can get it as long as you can, and just cut them all at once. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a 45-degree angle. And I'm going to I want to miss the end here. I don't want to have it over here.
So you don't get the selvage in your end.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And then we line it up. I needed to put my platforms on today, didn't I, John?
It is just that awkward height, isn't it? There we go.
Show my age today, aren't I? Right. And then we cut down here. Oh, that sound.
Perfect.
So that's your waist. And knowing you and me, it would go in my little pot, and then you'll be able to use it for something. Then what we need to do is we need to turn it around. And we're now going to be cutting
2.5 inch strips.
And again, it's all there for you. Sorry. Because one way is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so you can do it either way. So I'm looking at this side is the 2.5, and you do need to be a bit careful, because if you look at the top here,
you can
at
see
the
the 2.5 there.
That's not 2.5.
No.
So you need to make sure that you get the right one. And all I'm doing is lining the bottom down here and along here. And if you do that with each of your cuts, then they're all going to be accurate. I've just moved that, sorry. I'm going to get myself a little set of steps for next time. So.
Well, our new studio, they've got those being built as well.
Have
so,
they? The little people.
Those studios are stunning.
I
Really
always said I
excited.
could do with another 6 inches. Right. And there we go. So I'm just going to cut 3 out. And if I'd have been a little bit more prepared, John, I would have had one of another colourway, because these are all the same
That's all right.
combination. There we go.
You've got 17 minutes left, so you can whip another one up if you like.
Oh, no, I can do something else, can't I? So yeah, because turning them around either way. So actually, to your answer, we don't need to do that third colourway, because when you turn this one around, it's exactly the same that way. So you only need to make the 2 colourways. And then you're going to sew them together. But we don't just put them like that.
Because that is the trick of being able to sew these together and meet those seams. Because that's the whole point of this ruler, isn't it?
And you don't just turn them over and sew down there, because if you did...
You can ask us how we know. Because if you do that, you're not going to get anything lining up. Look.
Not at all. So it's very, very, very easy to do. And you might do it a different way, John, and go, no, that's not the way to do it.
I don't agree with that, because I think everybody who does it, you've got to do it in the way that works best for your brain.
But there's no wrong way.
Exactly.
Is there? It's your way.
Exactly.
And whatever works for you. So just imagine that's a different colourway, but we're going to sew them together. So we now want to join that side to that side and that side to that side. And on one of them, you mark the front. Do you do this method?
I've not done that way now.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see what method you do. But I'm just going to join these 2. So I mark the front on one of them, and I mark the back on the other. So all I do, and this is an air erasable, or you can get, do you do the air?
We've got friction paints, we've got all of them.
Yes, because you can just rub them out and then they're gone. But for now, I want to just check that they are the 2 sides. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the first one and we're going to mark along that side.
Oh, right.
You don't do it like
No,
this?
I've never done this. This is great.
Oh, how do you do it then? Oh, you're going to have to show me later, John. Right, so I'm going to line up the quarter.
Oh, brilliant! Yes.
Are you with me now?
I am. That looks great.
You line it up with the 1/4 inch. There we go. The 1/4 inch, and I'm always going on about you have to be careful how thick your pen is. You don't in this instance. It doesn't matter what size pen you use,
As long as you use it the same on both sides.
No.
I'm excited now.
It's going to be Learn with Wendy this morning again, isn't it? I don't know what you're going to tell me, because last week we did something, didn't we? You learned something from me, and I learned something.
I learned many things from you that day, many of which are not repeatable.
We won't go back there. We won't go back there. I could have picked a better colour as well to work with, because this is pretty much the same. But I've got a little mark there and a little mark there on the top.
And then
So this one, I'm going to mark the back.
Yes.
So I turn it over. I can see my mark there, so I turn it round. So you do have to remember which edge is which. And we do exactly the same. Now, the reason all I'm doing is marking over the stitch line. So I'm just where the seam is. I have actually done something, but I should have done something that would make it easier. Just to show, I should have opened the seams out first, but that's not a problem because we should do it now. Just have to cut my little dog ears off. I'm glad to see it's not so cold in here this week, John.
I did it just for you.
I can actually feel my fingers today, which I couldn't last week.
That air conditioner is a genius, isn't it? It's
no, absolutely not, John.
Oh.
But it's a beautiful day out there. Well, it was when we came in
glorious.
this morning. I don't know what it's like now. We've had some lovely weather down south.
I know, it's been glorious.
Glorious.
So the good thing with this is you not only cut the strips this way, you can also do the big diamonds as well, like you did. Is that quite easy to do as well?
So how I did, yes, I will show that. Sorry, we're moving ahead, aren't we, John?
No, I'm just asking the question because, you know, my brain never sits still. Or when you're trimming the dog ears as well. Dog ears as well.
Dog ears.
Dog ears.
That's a crafter's brain, is it?
It
never,
is, isn't it?
Never. When I go to bed to sleep,
Oh, gosh.
I have a little book by the side of my bed that I just think, oh, yeah, that'll work. Because otherwise I'll get up in the morning and I've dreamt something else and forgotten about it. Right, so we've got, that just makes it a little bit easier. So we go this way. And I've marked, so now I'm going to have to mark them again because I've just done my seam. There we go. And the reason it doesn't matter how thick your pen is, and you'll see that in a minute, is where I place my pin. Because normally I'm like, no, you have to have the right width, but for this one you don't. And then we're going to put the right side and the wrong side together. Hang on a minute. Right.
No, you're all right.
No, I am. There we go. It's because they're all the same colourways.
Yep.
Right. So you can see, sorry if I can move it.
You're fine.
Yeah, sorry, messing about. So I'm going to put the pin just above that pen mark.
Oh, right. Okay,
So that's why
fine. It doesn't matter because
how
you're
big.
going on that side
and
of
you
it.
know that because you drew against the edge of the ruler, it's going to be
Exactly the same on both sides.
So I'm going to just pop my pin in there. And I have to make sure, and you would think it would, but it doesn't always pop out where it needs to, John.
Yes, I completely agree with you there.
So, oh, it has there. So I need it to pop out between those seams.
Perfect.
And then all I'm going to do is line it up just above the line, popping out the other side. And then you need to give it a little wiggle because...
Friendly persuasion.
But you want this to be vertical,
Yep.
straight. You don't want it to be in an angle. And then we'll just...
Perfect.
And we do exactly the same for the other one. So I'm just going in just above that pen mark, but making sure I come out in that centre seam. And same there.
Just above there as well.
And that's why it's...
Top tip.
How do you do yours then?
So with me, I do it without the pin line, the pin markings, and I measure a 1/4 inch on this side, 1/4 inch on that side, and then hold it horizontally, put the pin through, squeeze, and then turn down. Your way is a lot easier. It's got so many things.
You've worn me out already, John.
Exactly.
So we just pin them in place, and now we're going to sew down a 1/4 inch.
Bom, bom, bom.
And you are going to have a little
1/4 inch on either side.
peeking out either side. So don't worry about that. That's quite normal.
Well, if you don't have that, you're doing something wrong.
Well, you're doing the other way, which
Yeah.
you shouldn't do. So, oh, brilliant. And then we're just going to sew that 1/4 inch. Take the pins out as you go. I have asked for a new machine for my birthday, John.
Oh, there you go. It's got a 2-year warranty, this one.
I do keep asking, but don't get. Now, I learned something that you told me this morning, John. You've never touched this machine.
I don't think I have. I think...
No, you said you
But
hadn't.
we do have...
Sean.
You know what? Because I don't. I played the 720. That was why I bought the 720, because this is just the big grown-up version of the 720.
It's his big
Beautiful
brother.
machine, though.
And all we do now is iron.
You also press your seams open at this one, yeah.
I do.
Because at this point, you know if you've hit your seam or not.
Sorry, I got so excited that I forgot to do it before. You don't have to, but
No.
it just makes it much, much easier to get the pin through, but you don't have
Completely
to.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So I'm not showing anyone. Yeah. So there.
That's very good.
And if I had put the right colourway, it would have shown even more.
But it shows beautifully already.
So you can see that they're absolutely
And then the
Spot on.
third piece you just attach to the bottom exactly
the same way.
Perfect.
So if you do it that method, do it your method, that's fine, but that is absolutely spot on. And I'm always saying, aren't I, about my preparation of project. The better that you can prepare yourself, the neater your finished project is going to come out. So we'll do that. What was
Can you cut a finished diamond out of that? I don't know how big the diamonds go. I don't know if that piece of fabric's big enough.
Let me just.
We're going to have a little look.
We're going to have a little look. Just throw that at
Because
me,
that's one of the things that I really love about this is with that table mat that you've done, being able to cut those whole big diamonds. They look fabulous.
So we're pretending that this is one piece of fabric, aren't we, John?
Of course.
Yes, this is one piece of fabric.
Well, no, because you could cut the diamonds out like that, couldn't you?
Oh,
just too short.
Oh, yes.
Just too short.
Yes, just too short. So that's...
Oh my goodness, but that's so genius because the ruler's already built, ready to go. And if you'd had that extra inch of fabric, you'd be able to get that. That is so
but when you
clever.
are cutting out, and this is perfect for a 6-inch diamond because you cut it at 6.5, obviously,
Of course,
because
6
you've
inch
got
with
the
the seams.
seams. But when you do cut out at 6 inches, you must have that bottom line there,
Lined up.
because otherwise you don't.
Yeah.
You'll lose the end of it. You'll go to cut and it won't be on the end. So do it. But yes, that's how you would cut exactly. So you'd cut your 45-degree first, and then you would place the whole ruler on, but lining up the bottom, and then cut it.
Brilliant.
But how quick would that be to make a quilt?
Because the good thing with that as well is you can layer the fabric on top of each other because the ruler's so accurate. You can cut loads of different diamonds
the table
as
moves
well.
then. The table moves before the ruler.
I find that as well. I had a coffee cup underneath here one day, did the shaking thing with the thing, came back and the entire top of the tabletop was full of
I'm really
coffee.
not happy with you, John, because a few weeks ago you were doing your test where you put your piece of paper on.
What happened?
My paper went the whole way under. Literally, because you were saying, that it's no good if you can get a piece of paper under there. So I thought,
see?
The whole.
I know.
But
because those tests on the rulers, it's really. I had never done it. Exactly the same thing, and some of you may not know this. If you grab that ruler? No, I can't touch it now. So if you put that against the table there, and you slide a piece of paper underneath it, there's a piece of paper I think on this side. If you can slide a piece of paper under your ruler,
Hold on a minute, John.
It means that your ruler is actually already damaged. You're not getting accurate cutting.
So you're John.
It's possible. So by doing that, it means I think there's a little bit of a lip
I think
there.
there is actually.
Because that is quite a brand new ruler.
Oh, no,
so now you can see there. But if your ruler, you can get a piece of paper underneath your ruler. Just do this test on your own ruler because I was mortified. All of my rulers, and
I got a whole book under mine,
but
John.
they're about 4 or 5 years old. They're really good.
And mine, I do need to get a new one. Mine doesn't have these.
They're
and it
fabulous.
makes such a difference. The amount
They're
of times
really
I've
good.
gone to cut.
But you saw with that as well. You saw that as well with that ruler as well. That creative grid thing is brilliant.
The table is moving before.
Now with this one, can you also cut us the triangles?
Yes. That's why this one is so good, because it's a diamond and it's 2 different shapes of triangles and it's a straight ruler. So, but when when you're using the straight, it's always a good idea to use that line.
We've got 2 minutes left.
No, John, what are you doing?
You can do it. You can do it.
No. Right, let's just cut the end of this off. And again, you always want to be working with a straight edge. That was because you were talking too much this morning, John, weren't you?
But it's a useful bit of information, though, that people need to know.
Yes, definitely. So with the I'm going to cut out a. What should I do? I should do a. I'll do a 6.5-inch triangle. So I'm just going to turn my material around. That's where you need one of these mats revolving.
Rotating.
A huge one. So I'm just going to cut out the 6.5. What am I like for time?
We've got 2 minutes left.
Or is that a man's 2 minutes, John?
I'll give you 2.5 minutes.
Thank you.
Only because it's you and you make me giggle.
Well, it's like, it's this. My hubby is a fisherman, and when he's caught like something that's £10, it's probably like £2. So what we do?
Is that like when we buy fabric and our fabric only cost £1?
Oh, it doesn't even cost that, does it? Yeah,
I've won it in this competition.
So we're just going to mitre the 45-degree one of the sides, and then it couldn't be any simpler. You just slide the ruler along.
Oh, how
I haven't cut it long enough,
genius.
but you slide the ruler along. Just imagine I have cut it long enough.
But the good thing with that is that you could actually do it in 2 different colours, and you could do giant flying geese with that.
Yes.
Oh, I'm just thinking, I can see myself playing with that ruler for the rest of the day.
No, you're not. So, I didn't cut it quite long enough, but you did just throw me under there, John,
Of
just to get it out
course.
for you.
Got to
So
keep you on your toes.
definitely. And then you've got one at the other side, because there is with the Lone Star, there is a top and a bottom.
Yes.
But the instructions are all on the ruler how to cut it out, because you've got, especially on this one, you've got the little 1/4 inch seam already, but it will explain it how to do it. But
that's the great thing about Creative Grids. Those instructions are so good.
And but it's absolutely genius them putting the non-slip grip underneath. Because the amount of times I've nearly lost things across, and then you're cutting halfway through and it moves.
Exactly.
And then about the precision, you want to be able to cut really neatly. But that's how you do that. And then you would just add, I don't know how to put it, you would just add it, it's down here. So you would just add the triangles. So you can add them onto loads of things.
Exactly.
And then you can
do whichever.
Yeah. So these
ones...
I
look forward to seeing the rest of your pot holders in a couple of weeks. Looking forward to that. It's been absolute delight. Now, Wendy, we've got you at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Attic windows.
I'm going to have a lay down in a dark room now, John. Thank you.
There's a nice little office upstairs. You close the door, put the blind down, have a little nap.
Yes, the attic windows.
I know.
And it's Italy. It's Italy this time.
It is one of my favourite cities in the world, Venice. Can't wait. So we're going to just remind everybody how it is that you shop with us, and we'll be back in a minute.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer, and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
I love it when Wendy's here. It's such fun. Isn't she so good? I love it. Those demos, so helpful. Really, really good. So let me remind you what you're getting. The Creative Grids 45-degree diamond and Lone Star bias ruler. This is the star of our show here. I adore these Creative Grids rulers. And don't forget, you've got these wonderful set of instructions. Each ruler you get from Creative Grids comes with this wonderful set of instructions. But it's more than just the actual instructions. It's more than just the ruler. These are rulers made by quilters for quilters, and they are absolutely brilliant. So that's the shape of your ruler there. It looks like a half hexagon, doesn't it? It's so good. And remember, you've got all of these wonderful different designs on here of quilts that you can make from it. It's got all those different angles on here, and the instructions are so user-friendly. They show you absolutely everything you need to know about using this ruler. Shows you how to cut your fabric. If you're wanting to do an 8-pointed star, the different sizes, how big you can do it. So if you were doing the full 6 inches, you'd be making a 29-inch Lone Star. Explains to you exactly how you do every single step of the way. This is definitely one of those ones that you want to make sure you hang on to, you keep safe, and you can use it at any point and refer back to it whenever you need to. That's the great thing with Creative Grids. You've got those. And don't forget as well, every single one of them has got YouTube videos as well for you to go and refer back to, and just Google them, because there are so many different ideas coming from different people who've used them as well. So go into that and do that. So that was our ruler, but we also had some fabulous kits. We started the hour with 3 different kits, sold out of the Liberty. Not surprised, that was such a beautiful bundle. But we've got 2 other beautiful bundles here as well. We've got the Maui Batiks bundle here, 5 of them, 2.5 meters for $39.99. Oh, we're down to single figures on the Maui Batik bundle. I'm not surprised. It's so beautiful, and I know I shouldn't, but this has got to be one of the most beautiful fabrics ever created by Moda. I absolutely adore that one. It is my favourite. They did it in a purple as well. I may or may not have purchased quite a large quantity of that. I cannot answer that on grounds my husband might be watching. Hello, darling. Next, we have our wonderful Lone Star purple bundle with the Alison glass in, and I'm convinced that price is wrong because you're getting 2.5 meters here, metre and a half the Alison glass, a metre of coordinates for £27.49. It's incredible. You've got these wonderful menagerie combinations here in the blue, and you've got this one in the ivory, I think it is, but it's just so pretty. I've just got to open it up because it's that beautiful subtle colourway on it. It's so gorgeous. And you've got these 5 different colours here, half a metre of each one in this bundle. £27.49. That's our purple bundle there. Really, really exciting hour. And then we've got some coordinates as well. We've got the cream, which Wendy was saying that she bought a couple of quitas. These are by the half metre, so they're £3.49 as well. But we go onto the website for that. If you type in 100 cotton, you'll be able to get loads of different colours and everything you got there. Next, Block of the Week! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's block 2 of Block of the Week. That'll be already people checking out. I'm so excited. So I'm looking forward to showing that in a couple of minutes, and we're just going to redo the set, get everything ready for you, and we'll see you in a bit.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Hi, I'm Rosie Wells.
My name's Poppy and I'm a nutritional therapist.
Hi, I'm Ruth Lynette and I can't wait to join you all on the brand new Gemporia Lifestyle channel.
If you're a fan of primal living, you're going to adore what's around the corner.
What is lifestyle? Lifestyle is healthy habits.
Feeling good, it's about looking great,
Making sure that we're taking good care of ourselves inside.
and it's about the life that you lead and the home that you live in.
All of this is why I'm so excited.
We've got the most wonderful team.
Homeware deals and primal deals under one roof on one channel.
I can't wait to share this brand new channel with you. So we'll see you soon on Gemporia Lifestyle.
Gemporia Lifestyle, coming soon to Freeview Channel 74 and gemporia.com.
Christmas is going to be here before we know it, and as with every year, we want to make sure that we get our makes ready in time for gifting on the big day or for decorations in the lead up. We're here to help with our Christmas make shows, starting with our 3-day event on Friday the 31st of July until Sunday the 2nd of August, and we'll be live for 5 hours each day too. Expect lots of festival quilting, FPP, dressmaking and needle felting to make all your decorations, advent calendars, cushion covers and so much more. We'll have our expert tutorials from some of our favourite guest designers and a fabulous competition exclusively for our Sewing Street family. Keep your eyes peeled on our email newsletter, Facebook and Instagram for more details in the run-up. And don't forget to tune in from 8 AM to 1 PM on Friday the 31st of July until Sunday the 2nd of August on Freeview Channel 74, Sky 670 or on our YouTube channel.
To seam ripper. My favourite piece of kit with the sewing is the seam ripper. Hello, I'm Janice from Birmingham. I specialise in dressmaking. I used to run a children's shop and I love making children's clothes. My mother encouraged me to sew from an early age. When we were young, we did dressmaking in school. My claim to fame was the sewing quarter. But I'm now making also jumpsuits for ladies and men of all shapes and sizes, and it seems to be going for the festivals around the country. See you on the show!
Right, I'm trying to be very, very calm, but I'm just going to do one very quick thing quickly. I'm not allowed to. Look at the Gutermann. 70 weight. Make sure that you use it. These are for heavyweight fabrics. These aren't for quilting, and they're variegated. And of course, hexagons. Now, I know a lot of you are looking for backings of quilts for your block of the week. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to put that there. Not saying a word, but I might just, you know, I'm not allowed to be doing this. I'm going to get into trouble, but I'm just going to leave that there. Just going to leave this here too. You know, if you're doing the black on the front, this hexagon fabric is absolutely incredible. But again, I'm getting into trouble and I've got in my ear, don't do it, come on, get on. So please make sure you check out those on the website. They're amazing. Now, couple of things. Let's start off with what we did last week. This was what we did last week. First of all, block of the week. What is block of the week? Now, many of you were with us in our last block of the week journey. It was so great. It doesn't matter if you weren't. What I love about Block of the Week is when we all went into lockdown, there was a long period of time where we didn't have much to do. We were all very anxious and nervous, and we wanted to be able to create something where everybody could get involved, do something together as a group project, and also then be able to post about it on social media. I would do the demo every week. You would buy the block and the pattern, and then the following week you would all make the block and you'd be doing it together. And it was a nice little sew-along group project, which was fantastic. And it's just been one of those things that has just kept going, and people are still loving it. This is our second block of the month. The first block of the month that we did, which is called the block of the week, was called the Welcome Quilt. That's still on the website, so go and have a look at that if you'd like to. You can get them all in the bundle. It's called the Welcome Quilt, so you can go and see 12 blocks there. But now we've done a new one, which is the block of the week called Moving On Up, because we're all out of lockdown. And the other thing, sorry, I'm jumping around today. The other thing what I wanted to do was to create a block of the week where people are able to then increase their knowledge and be able to expand their techniques and improve week on week. And the thing I loved the most was people who started with block 1 who've been able to carry on all the way through to block 12. The way their skill set has improved and how much they've improved with their quilting techniques and their 1/4 inch seam, their cutting. It's a great way to be able to then make sure that you're keeping your skills up and learning new things. So when we did this block of the week, we wanted to make sure that we had we had some simpler blocks, like we have our simple block 1, which was really fun. This was the one we did last week. And then you'll see we've got some slightly more complicated blocks over here. And then we've got this wonderful applique block over here, which I'm hoping you can see there. It is my favorite block that I've designed. It is so pretty. And the good thing is now for over the next 16 weeks, because there are 14 weeks left after today, we're doing one a week for 16 weeks, and then our 17th week will be the borders and sashings and all that. So that was how the process works. What we'd found last time was we had a few people saying that they wanted to choose their own background colours, which we thought was a genius idea. Why didn't we think of it from the beginning? So what we've done is we've gone and created these quilts in 3 main colourways, but you can do them with a background that you like, that works best for you. So we've created the Blossom. We did one in a black background here, which I think is so unusual, and it really pops, and it'll give you a chance for your quilting to really stand out. And then we did another colorway in cream, and what's great about the cream is I can then show you more clearly what it is the blocks look like. Oh, let me get this flicked out. There we go. And you can see all the blocks are so different, and the skill sets that you're going to create and develop as you go along through this quilt are just going to help you along your quilting journey. And there are 16 in the quilt, but the good thing is some people might not want to do 16 blocks. Maybe you just want to do 1 block 1 week as a cushion. Maybe you want to do 9 blocks. Instead of doing 16, you do 9. That's entirely up to you. That's why we try and do them every week. We sell them individually. You can create it how you like. So there are 3 colorway choices here. We've got the cream, which is this one here, of the backing. We've also got the white. I want to drop this in front of me, but a horrible feeling I'm going to need it later, so I'll leave that there. So we've got 3 colorways for you. You'll see this is the rainbow that we did in week 1. The rainbow we've got here. This one's with our white colorway. And then we decided to do one with black. This is our Blossom colorway. And then we decided to do our Blossom in the cream. So this is the backing color that I'm referring to when I say the black. And what we're going to be doing is every week you will get your own panel, which will have all the colored fabric on. And then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to purchase 2.5 meters of background fabric in order for you to finish the quilt. So you'll get the panel every week, which will, I'm going to show you this week's thing, this week's panel, just as an example. So that's the panel that you'll get for week 2, this is the rainbow panel. That's what you'll get every week. And then you'll coordinate that with your background fabric that you've already purchased. But you need 2.5 meters of background fabric with it. So if you check on the web, we have got the white, cream and black as the moving on up background bundle. There we go. So there we go. So let me first show you the colors that you're getting in each of these colorways, because I think the one question we got asked a lot. So, right. Block 2, Blossom. Right, so let me start you first of all, what we're getting this week. So the first thing you're going to get is these wonderful set of instructions, which we've increased in size for you. Which we've increased in size to make sure that everybody is happy with being able to read it. So you're getting a wonderful set of instructions and this panel. This is the Blossom panel. This is $7.99 and this is week 2 for the Blossom panel. Let me show you the rainbow panel as well. So you're going to get the same set of instructions and you're then getting this as the rainbow colorway. So that's the rainbow colorway with the instructions as well. So those are the two colorways that you're getting for the panel, and then obviously you get to choose your background fabric. Now the one thing we did get asked this week, which was a very silly thing that we didn't do from the outset, was what does every color look like? Because we're not going to see all 8 colors for a little while. So what I've done is I've taken this is the Blossom panel. These are all 8 colors of the Blossom panel. But I think it's quite nice that you can all look and see. I'm not going to number them now. This is just to show you what each one of these panels actually look like, what each one of these colors. And you can see the detailing on them is so clever. Really, really beautiful detail and design on there. Because the other thing that I thought was quite good is if we do that, and I'm going to just flick this out the way for a moment, if we're wanting to do your black colorway, I think if you haven't got all of the colors available, if you haven't got the colors available to see which one you want to do, you're not going to be able to check which one you want to do it with. So the black 2.5 meter bundle is what you've got on the screen at the moment, and that is what how the black works with these colors. Do you see why I thought black would look so good? Because these just pop, they're so vibrant. And then when you do the quilting, you can do a really beautiful gold thread or a pink thread and it will blend in beautifully on the block. But when you come out and you're on the black, it's going to be such a great contrast. It will really be very, very vivid. So that was the black on the Blossom. Now I'm going to show you the rainbow. I'll first show you the rainbow without a colour. There's the rainbow colourway. They're all 8 of them. Those are the colours there. So you can see all the details of exactly what everything looks like and all the detailing on the fabrics. There we go. You can just see they're really, really fun. And then if I put that on the black, you can then see just how fun that looks on the black as well. Even on your screen now, you can see how vivid that looks and how beautifully bright. Really lovely colorway there with the rainbow panel. And then we thought if you didn't want to use black, we can show you your cream. I'm going to be doing my demo in black today. Oh no, did I do black last week? I think I did. Now the 2.5 meters that we've got in the bundle are more than enough to do the front of the quilt. It's not enough for your binding and it's not for your backing. This is just for what you see there in white and what you see there in black. It makes the whole front. So this is now in the cream. So you can see that works very, very well on the cream as well. This is the rainbow colorway there on the cream. But if I put the Blossom colorway on the cream as well, that also works very, very well. So that's the cream color there. Now the cream background bundle is also £17.49. And then last but certainly not least is our white background. And again, we've got these 2.5 meter bundles in the white. That's going to be for £17.49 as well. Forgive the fabric not being pressed. This was obviously the first one off the bolt. So that is $17.49 for the white colourway. But you can just see how beautiful these colours all are, aren't they? I just love the detailing on this one. I think it is so beautiful. So that's our blossom colourway, and then this is our rainbow colourway. And you can see the contrast with the white and the pull. I think the white works really, really well with the rainbow. In fact, I'm going to do my demo in the white today with that. That just changed my mind. I saw that there. We're going to do that. So that was the first question that we had asked about what all the colours look like. The second main question we got was from the lovely Jan Hill. Jan was asking, of the background fabric for 2.5 meters, how much do I need to keep for my borders and my sashing? 2 seconds. 1.18, 1 1/8 meters. So that's, call it 1.2 meters is what you'll need for your borders and your sashing. So if you keep 1.2 meters to one side, you'll have more than enough for your borders and sashing. So you'll need 1.3 meters for the rest of the block, because I think a lot of people want to make sure they've kept that to one side. Yes. Now, if you're joining us today for the very first time and you haven't seen, this was our block 1. This was the rainbow block 1 that we've got. This is available on the website. Where it's got white in there, you're going to need to buy that as a separate add-on as your background fabric. This was your blossom colorway for your block 1. That's also on the website. And there's the blossom in cream. That was the previous one, as the blossom in black. All of these are still available on the website, and they always will be available. Moving on up, block 1, if you want to look for that, that's easily available for you whenever you get. And remember, with the background fabric, you're only buying that the once. You don't need to buy that again. You're only doing that the once because you don't need it again. The 2.5 meters, and you don't have to buy it all at once. You can buy it as 1/2 meter pieces as you go along. Because the great thing is it's always the same color. It's the same company that we use. So the consistency for the background will always be the same. You never have to worry about that. And however you're budgeting it as well, maybe you don't want to buy the whole lot up front. That's absolutely fine. You need 2.5 meters up in total. 1.2 meters is what you'll need for your sash and binding. You're only going to need 1.3 meters for the whole block. So if you bought 1/2 meter every sort of 3 or 4 weeks, you'll have more than enough to be able to do that. So there we go. So today I'm going to be doing this with my rainbow bundle. Now your bundle will come to you like this. This is what you're going to get in your panel. So I then just went and cut those into 4 separate pieces. All the same size because the pieces are all the same. And what I did as well, in each of our block of the week, so you'll find that at the beginning of each block, you'll see we've got numbers. So that's block fabric 4, fabric 5, fabric 8, and fabric 9. That is important because you'll see over here, we've labeled the fabrics fabric 1, which is your background, 4, 5, 8, and 9. There we go. Noticed one tiny little error here. You're not cutting 8 squares of fabric 9. You're cutting 4 squares of fabric 9. Doesn't matter how many times you preview and check them. It's always a typo somewhere. Really sorry about that. So there we go. Get more, but the great thing is you've got more fabric to play with when you're finished. Now with these, I then, once I've got these all cut out, I like less steps, as you all know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press these nice and flat. There we go. Oops. And the only reason these haven't been pressed properly beforehand is because they were in the boot of the car today and they got a bit smushed underneath my cup of coffee. So, but I think it's always important to make sure that you get that pressed nice and flat. And then, did I say I was going to do the white today, didn't I? Where have I hidden it? There we go. What do you think? Should I do what? I'm going to do black. I'm being silly because I've already done it in white. That's what it looks like in white. Why am I going to do it again in white? I'm going to do it in black because black is just so much good. That's the great thing with this, is because you work here, if you change your mind, you just reach over and grab another piece of fabric. And then poor Hannah has to sort the list out when it goes back. Sorry, Hannah. Or should I say sorry, not sorry? It's going to be good because this colorway is so gorgeous. I love it. Now you see, Wendy's left her bag underneath here, and I'm wondering, should I do something silly with it, like empty all of her things out of her bag or something? I don't think that'll be fun. Right, what have I done here? I'm going to use, where'd my rotary cutter go? There we go. I'll use this one. So, first things first, I know the sizes of these. Now, the sizes I'm cutting this are not the sizes that you'll be cutting. Check your pattern. You need to refer back to your pattern, what size you're cutting these. Ba-dum-bum-bum. There we go. So, this is a 6.5-inch ruler, isn't it? Nope. I shall make it work. I love it. I'm confusing everybody in the office upstairs. I love it! Right. Just want to check how many I'm doing these. It is 2. Okay. You see, the great thing is the instructions are so good that you rely on them so easily. You don't have to worry about it. And there we go. So there are our 4 triangles. Now, what you have seen now is... Oh, hello? Oh, normally I hear the wonderful talkback and then it disappeared. Sorry about that. Right, so I've now cut these into triangles, but... the dreaded bias. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm now going to take this to try and help my bias in this situation. So there we go. And all I'm doing there is, the reason is, now Best Press, I know we're not in stock of it, but when it comes back, go and buy as many bottles as you can, because what is so fabulous about it is it's a starching agent, and it's so good for getting creases out. It's so good to just help you with your bias, because now everything that you cut on the diagonal is on the bias. So a very brief description of what that means is, actually I'm going to cut a piece and I'll show you. Sorry, I shouldn't be doing a demo on Best Press because we haven't got it, but I'm just going to show you very simply. Now these are, when you've got a rectangle, you'll see that, now I always get these confused. One of them's the warp, one of them's the weft. I can never remember which way it is. And I've got the fabric cut off. So I'm hearing the warp goes forward this way and the weft goes left and right. Oh, is that right? Oh, weft is left. Weft is left, perfect. So this is the warp. And this is the weft. And you can feel when you do that, the fabric is taut. But now, if I do this, you'll see that's the bias. So I'll show you that again. This is the warp. This is the weft. But if I do that, you'll see it's on the bias. Now that'll be a bit easier when I cut across that. So you can see I've now cut that, and of course black is the best fabric to show this with. That was very silly of me. In fact, oh, I've got cream here. And I know people probably think, what are you on about? This is really important because, right, so I've cut my triangle there. So this is the warp. This is the weft. Now when I've got the bias, when I stretch the bias like that, you can see it extends all the way. But when I put it back down, that was what I had previously. Look how much it has stretched. And that was from one pull. Now remember, each one of these triangles, you need to sew on at the end. So Best Press is your best friend for this, because you need to make sure that you've got something to help you keep that firm, and don't manipulate these fabrics. If you pick them up, you're picking them up by the little corners over there, and you leave them over there. You don't touch them, you don't look at them, you don't breathe near them, you just leave them over there. Nothing to see here. You just sit nice and quietly over there. Thank you very much. So that is the main thing that you need to worry about in this. Now this block, you end up with so much fabric left over. It's great. So I'm just stacking all of these on top of each other. And you're going to cut 4 of each one. I know in the fabric, in the pattern, it says you're cutting 8. I am sorry. I checked them about 28 times, and there's always 1 or 2 errors. I'm so sorry about that. So that's, there we go. So there we go. And then because I am cutting 4, I know I'm going to get 2 there and 2 there. So that should be your leftover bits. And then once I've done that, I'm going to cut this a little bit wider. Forgive me putting my head in your view. There we go. Right, so those are right. That one's correct. I need to just double check the size of that one. Now the thing you find when you cut your fabric is occasionally you will see over here I have a tiny little bit of blue left on the edge of that pink there. It doesn't matter because it's in the seam allowance, so don't worry if you end up with something like that. It's not going to be a problem in the slightest. Right, so once you've done that and you've got all your squares, then what is the, not difficulty, but what is important is that you make sure you've got these going in the right direction. So this is when your keys, remember you kept your keys? These come in very handy over here. And now you're going to lay your fabric out. So my light pink is fabric number 9. So I know that this is fabric number 9. So I'm going to get all my yellow ones out. I'm going to line them up. And there are my number 9s. Then I'm going to do my number 8s, which is my dark pink. Now my number 8 is over here. So my number 8 goes there. And there. And there. And there. Now the reason I do this is as I think it's a lot easier to lay the block out first than to put it together incorrectly. And it only takes 2-3 minutes to do, but once it's done, it's done. You don't have to worry about it again. Now the next one I need is fabric 5, which is my light blue. Now fabric 5, this is fabric 5, that's my light blue. So it's going there, and there, there, and there. And then you're putting the dark blue here, which is fabric number 4. So that is what you are looking for. And to double check I've done this correctly, I just simply, here's one I prepared earlier. And that's correct. Perfect. Now per the pattern, you will see that you are going to sew these 2 together first. And you're going to sew all 4 of them together at the same time. Chain piecing these. Hope I haven't ruined your shot there, Kat. We're using this 780 Elna today. Oh, I've just realized something. When you do this, make sure that you're sewing them correctly, because I do this all the time, and you're going to be sewing on that seam there. Checking you're sewing on that seam there. Because we all know that we've done, I don't think it would matter actually, but I just want to make sure I get it the right way around. And then that one goes there. Perfect. Again, all of this is in your pattern, so you don't have to worry. You will easily be able to get this in your pattern. There's 3 and there's 4. I did that one there. Whoops. Oh, come on. There we go. Right. Next, you're going to press these open. Now, today I'm going to leave my June Taylor at the end of the board like that, which I don't normally do. Now, I press my seams open, as you know, But as I run out of time, that's normally when my seams no longer get pressed open. Now, if you do have best press and you want to use them at this point, go right ahead. That's absolutely fine. I'm just hearing these remind Kat of sweets, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'd love a chocolate right now. Someone bring me a chocolate. Right, so now you can see where we're going with that. So we're now going to sew these two together. Now when we sew these together, you only got one point that you want to match up, and that's this point in the middle there. So when I roll that back, you're looking to check that the line between the two is the same all the way down. So you're doing that. Now I don't like to pin, but if you do want to pin, that's the point where you pin. If you don't pin and you don't get it right, blame me. But don't unpick it. But you have got enough fabric, you can easily just cut yourself another square. You won't be in any problem with that. And then you're doing exactly the same with the other two, making sure you're getting that central seam right. Oops. Oh, spot on. I like it. Fridays are good when your seams line up. And there we go. I'm using my 28mm millwood today. Just like it. And Wendy was using the other one. Well, they are very handy, those little millwoods. And you see, I didn't use a pin, but those are matched up perfectly now. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put those two together, those two together, those two together, those two together. Now, my top tip on doing this is if you are going to chain piece them, just to make sure you're not putting them the wrong way round, just put them on top of each other and then take them to your machine and you pick up two and you sew them down. Is that in your shot? There it is, isn't it? And when you are sewing these, I know it doesn't really matter directionally which way you're doing it. If you are going to do this, just make sure the same fabric is at the top each time you do it. Oh. I don't think I've cut that correctly. Oh, I'm hearing Blossom is in the lead again this week. It's a really, really fun fabric set there, isn't it? And thank you all so much for your suggestions, certainly with regards to seeing all of the fabrics in one go. It was just one of those things that we thought, oh yes, that'll be great. And then I saw a couple of comments saying, but we can't see what all the fabrics look like. So it was a flaw on our part. And that's the great thing, is when you get involved and you actually comment like that, we do read them and we do see them. And where we can easily make changes like that. It's very easy for us to do. So please keep those coming. And it's great to see the way people are making their blocks and everything. I think it's great. We had somebody who did the, sorry, I was just, oh, there it is, made the the welcome quilt, and she put a whole load of things up and how she'd adapted the pattern and done her own borders and everything. I think it's fabulous. It's wonderful to see. So please keep sharing them. They're great. And if you've got any questions about the block of the week, do get in touch with us on the studio. At the studio, you can do it at studio@sewingstreet.com. That's a nice way of getting in touch with us. Otherwise, on our website, Sewing Street TV, on Facebook's a nice way as well. Any questions? You just want to say hello. There's always someone monitoring it. Now again, you're going to now put these two together, but on opposite sides. And again, you're lining these two up to make sure that these meet. And line those up perfectly. And if they don't line up perfectly, it's not a problem. You mustn't worry. As long as you've learnt and you've enjoyed it, that's all that matters. Oh. And then we're doing exactly the same again. Lining those up perfectly there. And then again, you're just pressing these open again. Oh, I think that one's perfect as well. Loving my seams popping together so perfectly today. Because as well, I think it's such a great block and it's a nice one to come together, and it comes together quite easily. The tricky bit is when you put the triangles on, because you've got to make sure that you are getting the bias in place and checking that. So I just need to double check I've got my yellow down the middle and I've got my pink down the side. So now you're going to put two of these together, those two together there. Oh my goodness, I'm riddled with errors today. Step 5 should read sew figure 2.4, not 2.1. You know when you're on the calculator on the side and I pressed 1 instead of 4. So step 5 is sew one figure 2.4 together. But you'll know what it is because you haven't got any 2.1s left over. It's easy to understand. The great thing is there are lots of pictures as well that you'll easily be able to refer back to get. And of course you'll be doing it while you're watching me. The great thing with this is that you can put it on pause as you're going along. It's like I'm in your house teaching you as we go. Oops. So one of my seams is folded forward there. Brilliant. And then you're just pressing everything open again. Gosh, I'm doing very lucky with my seams today. And just because I can, because it's here, I'm blasting it with the best breast. Oh, I didn't quite catch that one, but that's okay. You're a very kind, forgiving group. You don't mind. Oh, you can't even tell. There we go. We are our biggest critics, aren't we? So now we know that we've got to have a yellow line going that way and a pink line going that way. So now I sew these two together over here. Then each way you go down this line, you're trying to match up each one of these seams as you go. And if you don't, it's okay. There's enough fabric there that you can probably make 2 of these blocks. You might need a bit more background fabric, but it's a nice fabric way, a nice way of being able to just learn something different here. If anybody is ever wanting to know how best to manipulate your blocks to get everything to fit beautifully, go and watch the Welcome Quilt borders and sashing demonstration that I did. That was a really, really good way of being able to show you how to manipulate your fabric to tease in any extras and leftover bits that you've got. So if your block's just the wrong size, how best to actually correct that and fix it. So it's a nice little way of doing that there. And there we go, we've done our middle square. hopefully lined up perfectly, but if it's not, that's okay. Oh, no, those look pretty good. I'm happy with that. And then on this side, I'm just going to give it a nice good press. And I am going to put my best press on there as well, just to make sure that everything's nice and firm and in place. When the best press comes back in stock, we're going to have to put the show back on, aren't we? But I have to say, best press is one of those things that you do use a lot of. Oh, we've had a message in from Tracy. Morning, Tracy. She's saying good morning. She's saying, wow, the new block of the week is gorgeous. She loves how each week you build up your skills on the block. Oh, that's so lovely. She's saying, thank you so much for all the wonderful designs and instructions. Tracy, thank you so much. That's very kind. And I'm glad you're enjoying it. So post all your pictures on Facebook. I can't wait to see them all. So now our next step is we're now going to make it the square in a square. Now remember I said to you all the bias edges are here and the bias edges are here and the bias edges are there. We're going to put opposite triangles on each time. Now when you do this, there's a very easy way to check if you've got this lined up. First of all, that is going to be in the middle of your line over here. You should have a little bit sticking out here and a little bit sticking out there, and that little bit should be 1/4 inch. If it's not a problem. The important bit is making sure that lines up perfectly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this round. Now remember, this is on the bias underneath. So I'm going to put this onto my machine and I'm going to keep the bias edge at the top. It's just easier doing it that way. Line that up perfectly, and you're trying very hard not to move any of that triangle at all. All I'm doing is that to make sure that my open seams stay open. As I get close to a seam, all I'm doing is I'm just lifting the whole thing and putting my finger there to make sure that I hold those open seams open. And there we go. Brilliant, and now we do that. Who's messaged in? Message in from Sue saying she's also loving the show and she's also bought her block 2 at the minute. Well done. Now over here you can see my border over here doesn't quite go to the edge, but it's lined up perfectly there, and that doesn't line up there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to then that one matches up perfectly. It doesn't really matter because on this side you're going to catch it in the seam over there. It's not too much of a trouble. If it is completely out, cut this bigger than what's said and then cut it down, because my ruler wasn't quite wide enough to get it, so I did estimate the triangle. So if for any reason these don't line up, maybe cut your piece a bit bigger, and then what you do is you've got the size of the finished block, you can then trim that down. I'll show you how you trim that down now once I'm finished the block. Oh. My little bobbin has sprung out of her little spot. That's why she's having a moment. I think that's okay. Well, it's okay now. Anyway, we all know that. You just think, well, luckily you're not doing it on live telly with a time constraint either. Now, with this one, you can press it open. Because of the bias, I don't. I just press these flat now, and I press towards the dark side. You can do it how best for you. I just don't like manipulating biased edges on any level, so I just leave that be as it is. So there we go. We've now done our 2 triangles there, and we're on the last stretch. So now you're going to put that triangle on there and that triangle on there. Gosh, that looks good in the black. That really looks good there. And now all you're doing is exactly the same thing. You're lining this point up with the middle. And here you can tell I've got my corners over there, my corners over there. And then with this one, I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but we'll come back to that. And the thing is as well, if you're confident the size I've given you is absolutely fine, carry on as it says in the pattern. If you aren't quite so confident, make your square before you cut it into triangles, make it 1/2 inch bigger, and then you can trim it down, or 1 inch bigger, because it's a lot less fabric to use making it 1 inch bigger and then trimming it down. It's entirely up to you. It really is entirely up to you. And the thing is as well, I'd rather you wasted a 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch of fabric or 1 inch of fabric cutting the triangles out, the squares out initially, than having to recut them because you're not feeling confident about it. So just make sure you do what's best for you. And there we go. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. I'm liking that. And then our last piece is going on over here. And there we go, that's our last seam. So all I need now is a big square ruler. Sorry, I was trying to do that while I was on the other camera going, I need a big square ruler, but I got caught out, sorry. And as if by magic, one just randomly appears. Thank you so much. All from a social distance as well. And she literally just hand sanitized because we heard the click of the buttons. So there we go. There we go. And then on this side as well, you're doing exactly the same thing. Now, because I didn't have a ruler big enough, you will see that I have got a few little white edges sticking out over here. I'll show you here. You can see I've got a tiny little bit of overage there. To me, I'm happy with that because that will still be caught my 1/4 inch. I'm going to keep my dog ears on and the seam will still hold. I'm not worried about that at all. That's what these are called, little dog ears there. This one, however, I think you can see that's quite tiny. So I would probably then unpick this bit and do it. And I would only say unpick because it is quite small. But equally, you've got to then measure these to the certain size to get the block. So if you do use bigger squares, bigger squares to make your triangles, that is going to be perfect for you. And then what you do is you'll trim this down to the size that is per the pattern, and just make it a little bit bigger. And then all you would do is you'd put the ruler in the middle. You'd get the halfway mark of what your square is meant to be, line that up there. And what your halfway mark is over here, you'd line that up there. Get your center sections there, and then you would trim all the way around and put that on one of your mats and go from there. So it's a really, really fabulous little block. That's it with the black colorway. Let me show it to you in the white colorway over here. You can see there, so that's our rainbow panel, and you can see the contrasting colors work so well with these. I'm not sure what I use there. This is our rainbow panel here that we're working with. So this is the rainbow you've got there, and you've got the full instructions with our 2 tiny little errors. You're only cutting 8 of fabric 9, and it's actually 2.4 over there. 2 tiny little errors there, but that we all know what it is. It's fine. So there you go. You've got the instructions and the rainbow panel. That's $7.99 this week. If you wanted to do the blossom colorway, we've also got that available for you. If I move these out the way, I can show you the blossom. And we've got the blossom on our cream today. Isn't that lovely? And then this is the fabric here that you're going to get, and the wonderful set of instructions as well. That's $7.99 today. And just to give you an idea, because everybody does like to know how much fabric you're going to have left over of every panel, this week, this is how much fabric you're getting left over. So you can see that's all the fabric you're getting left over there, which is about 6 inches by 6.5 inches. It's a nice little bargain there. You're getting a lot left over, and you've got enough to make the block as well. I have to say, these do go really good. I do want to just recap on the actual fabrics on what they look like so you can see where they all are. So the rainbow colorway that I've just done there, the demonstration in, this is what all 8 of the colorways look like. Now remember, these are just the colors on their own. I'm going to put them on top of some fabric for you to be able to see how they coordinate so well, or not well in your opinion, because these are all so different and they're so independent for people and how they want to do it. This is now the rainbow panel on the black colorway. You need 2.5 meters of background fabric. So this is the whole quilt. You don't need to buy this every week. For the whole quilt, you need to buy 2.5 meters of background fabric. And that is what it looks like on the black. We've also got this available in the white. So if I just do that and then put the white there. This is what it looks like in the white, which is also very, very good. I'm not sure which one I want to choose. I really love the black, but I'm loving the white as well. But if you want to try the cream, we've also got the cream. You only need 2.5 meters for the whole quilt. Remember, you need to keep 1.2 meters for your borders and sashing. So you've got 1.3 meters of it to make all the black. And the good thing is as well, we also sell this by the 1/2 meter as well. So you don't have to buy all 2.5 meters in one go. You can buy 1/2 meter, and then come week 4, 5, you can then buy the next 1/2 meter. Coming week 12, you can buy another one as well. That's roughly where you'll be looking on it as well. So it's a really nice way. So that's the cream colorway there. So those work very, very well. We've also got somewhere buried under here. Oh, there we go, right next to me. We've also got our wonderful blossom colorway, which I just adore. They're so beautiful. So you can just see, I love the designs on these, and you can tell why this has been the most popular colorway that we've had. Really beautiful. And then what we've got over here is you can just see the edge of the key and the lock, and they've got a little bee. And what I love is because these are so beautifully, intricately designed, you can see there's the top of the key as well, and the bees there, and these beautiful flowers. They're just gorgeous, and the detailing in these tree lines as well is fantastic. And look at the detailing on this one. I think this one might be my favorite because it is just so beautiful. And you've got all these beautiful little blue flowers there and the blue flowers there. Just so, so detailed. I think they're fantastic. And then just next to it, you've got that beautiful blue over there, and you've got that yellow tying in so perfectly over there. And if I just slide this in ever so quickly over there, you'll notice that this is the similar yellow to that, and then this purple is the same as these. Trying to make sure that we tie all the fabrics together. I won't deny I did sit with Tom, and we did sit and play with this a little longer than we should have, but you can tell it's come out with the most beautiful, beautiful designs. I love that. And then you've got these gorgeous little dragonflies over here. And again, you've got that beautiful blue there that you have in this fabric over here. So the cohesion in these ranges is really, really important because we wanted to make sure it's really important that we get that input as well, because everybody gets involved in the making of the colours and the fabrics, and we put them up on the design wall, and then someone goes and says that colour's wrong and everything. So hours and hours are spent getting these designs just right. So I love that. But the great thing is as well, because I'm very, very lucky because I get to be involved. First of all, I come up with a design and I play with them all, get them all coloured, send them over to Hayley, and many times she's gone absolutely no. And there are many, because you have to get the ones wrong in order to get them right. And I know I've done well when I hand it to Hayley and I look at Hayley and I just hold it up and Hayley glances over and goes, oh, that's nice. And then she comes over, then I know I've done my job well. So when she comes over and looks at it, then I know I'm doing okay. But then you hand it over and we design the fabrics to go with it, because that is key. We've got to get that completely right. So that's our blossom colorway there. And I think the way that we've said this time, being able to do your own background color, I think is so fundamental to be able to make each of these fabrics unique, because you don't have to use a solid. You can use another fabric with this as well. So this is it with the white colorway there. And you can see the white, we've also got these, because you only need 2.5 meters for the whole front of the quilt. So we wanted to make sure that you had a bundle available to buy it all in one go if you wanted to. Because for myself, I like to have all my stuff in one place, all my patterns, all my blocks of the week, all my background, all are in one bag. So when I want to work on a project, I pick that bag up and everything's there ready to go. So that is in the the white colorway. And then last, but certainly not least, is the black, and you can see why I chose the black. It just is so, so pretty. But the good thing with this is you can actually go and you can choose any color you like. Perhaps you like the idea of doing a light blue or maybe even a light yellow. You could then do it in a green even. The one that I did try, which I thought was very, very interesting, is I tried the claret, that deep, deep, rich burgundy. That was beautiful as well. But you could do it in a minty green, you could do it in any of the colours here. We've got a gorgeous colour called fur, and that is very similar to the colour in these leaves. So it's literally up to you on how you do it. For me, I love the black and I love the white because I'm always thinking about how I quilt it and being able to then finish the project off. And when you've got these great high contrast colours here, you know, I do, you know, I'm going to get into big trouble now. The Guterman at 11 o'clock. I'm just going to do this. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry, because this is why, if I can just lift this up. Look at that thread on there with that gorgeous pink on there, and you can see there. Now I know this Guterman, I am getting into such trouble in my ear showing this now. It's on the website. I can't talk about it. It's on the website, but just look how beautiful that pink works all the way along, and you can see it brings out the color in every fabric. It's in every single one of those fabrics. They are brilliant. So that's what I mean about the quilting, is when I put the thread down on the quilting, I need to know that the fabric is going to work together with the quilting to be able to make the quilting pop. Because that's part of the fun for me. Doing long arm quilting, for me, I'm always thinking the end stage as well as the design. So that is our wonderful Blossoms range, and now I can't close the Guterman box. There we go. I'll put that just over here. And I was talking about backing, you know, this is also on at 11 o'clock. Just going to put that there. But I have to say, I think that looks good. But with the rainbow, you know, we're all looking for backing. The quilt is 57 inches finished, so you'd only need 3 meters of this for your backing. Look how beautiful that is. I'm just going to do this. But now the great thing is you're not restricted on how many of these you make, because if you look at this, you can do 9. You can just do 9 of them. You don't have to do 16. You can choose the blocks you like. You can do 4 of one and 2 of another, and you can change it because it's your quilt. You must do it how you like. Maybe you just want to do it as cushions, or you've seen a block and you want to try it. This is the best way of being able to do that. And it's £7.49. And if you are just going to try it, £3.49 for a half metre, you're not going to go wrong being able to just give it a go. So that's what I love about this, and the fact that we've been able to bring this at such a great price point this time round, although there are 16 blocks, it's such a great price point, $7.99, and you can see each week you have got loads of fabric left over, so you're not going to be losing out on that as well. Now today we've done block 2. Let me show you what block 1 looks like. And again, remember the background colours are your own. The black, you get your background colour yourself. So block 1, obviously you'd come with your own block 1 instructions as well. This is what the finished block would look like. This is what the finished block would look like for your block 1 in the rainbow colorway. And you can then check back on YouTube. Every single Friday, we've got our own demonstration showing up. So that'll come up as a separate block on our YouTube channel. If you follow me on social media, I share these every week with the second they come available as well. So you're always going to be able to find where the blocks of the week are. So that was our rainbow colorway. Now this is our blossom colorway, which I've done in a black background for block 1, which I think is so good. And remember, each week you're not getting all of the fabrics, you're only getting the fabrics you need for that week. So this is our rainbow colorway with a cream background. And as I mentioned before, this is all 8 of the colorways that you're getting in the whole quilt. So it's not just these throughout the quilt, you're getting all 8 of them throughout the way. So it's just such a great way of being able to do different projects there. Let me just do a very quick recap on what you're getting for your block of the week this week. This is your block 2 in the rainbow with a white background. Remember, you're buying your background yourself. You can order whatever or get whatever background you like. You're getting the panel to be able to make that. Your panel is hidden under here somewhere. There we go. So you get the panel there and the instructions, and you end up with a lot of leftover fabric, which this is what your leftover fabric looks like for this week. And what I loved with the last time with the welcome quilt, everybody had so much leftovers. We've got people piecing their backs and doing different backs as well. It's fabulous being able to see what they're doing. So that is the rainbow colorway. We've also got our blossom colorway with a cream background, and my blossom panel is here. So that's the finished product there. This is our most popular at the moment, our wonderful blossoms panel. And you're getting this wonderful set of instructions with it as well. $7.99. Can't go wrong with that. Really a great, great deal there. And there are 16 blocks in this quilt. Let me remind you what the quilt looks like for the full finished product. You can see them just behind me here. We've got the blossoms in the black. And then we've got the rainbow over here. We might do this in 2 shots because my favorite block is this one over here with the applique. Oh. Because it's so precariously put on the stage, I'm going to just show you the one in the cream. Not keen on having that falling on everybody. But you can see that is the applique block there, and you can just tell each of these blocks is going to be increasing difficulty to be able to do all these wonderful pieces. And the great thing is that you're going to learn each one you go. We've already done the one down the bottom on this, no, wrong side, on this side of the screen, the bottom block there, we've done that. Now we've done this block here, and then next week is, I can't remember which one next week is. But the good thing is you learn all these different schools. Maybe you've never done a Dresden plate. There we go. We've got a Dresden plate there. And the great thing with these as well is there are additional tools and things you can use that'll help you. And this one, the applique one, I'm very excited to do that because we're going to try and show you 2 or 3 ways of doing that, because you've got turn edge applique, raw edge applique. We're going to be able to show you different methods to be able to do that as well. So even if you don't do it in one specific way, we're still going to show you all the different methods to be able to do it. So I am so proud to be able to bring you the block of the week every week. This is block 2 this week. You've got our 2 panels available. We've got it in our rainbow colorway, which is this one, which you're getting the rainbow panel as well as the instructions. There we go. Sorry, I thought we were going to a different camera. My mistake there. So that's what you're getting there for $7.99 in our rainbow colorway. But don't forget, we've got our most popular one, which is our blossom. And that's our blossom colorway with the instructions, $7.99 today. I can't thank you all enough for joining me for this demonstration. We're going to go and just redo the set, and we got Wendy back with attic windows and make of the week. See you in a minute.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part, and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer, and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying 1 postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Hello everyone, I'm Delphine Brooks. It's so great to be here and part of the Sewing Street family. I'm local, I'm only down the road in Warwickshire. I started sewing many years ago when I was very young, doing lots of art and painting, and eventually I went into textiles, and I really enjoyed doing the two together. I then had a bit of a break. Something you don't know about me maybe is that I spent many years in the Royal Air Force and eventually in the police as well. And then I went full circle and I've come back to my happy place of sewing, and which I really enjoy. My best sewing tip is measure twice and cut once. I have chipped up a couple of times by not measuring properly, and I do always regret it. So now I always measure twice, cut once. Anyway, I really hope to be with you again soon, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
Christmas is going to be here before we know it, and as with every year, we want to make sure that we get our makes ready in time for gifting on the big day or for decorations in the lead up. We're here to help with our Christmas make shows, starting with our 3-day event on Friday the 31st of July until Sunday the 2nd of August, and we'll be live for 5 hours each day too. Expect lots of festival quilting, FPP, dressmaking and needle felting to make all your decorations, advent calendars, cushion covers and so much more. We'll have our expert tutorials from some of our favourite guest designers and a fabulous competition exclusively for our Sewing Street family. Keep your eyes peeled on our email newsletter, Facebook and Instagram for more details in the run-up. And don't forget to tune in from 8 AM to 1 PM on Friday the 31st of July until Sunday the 2nd of August on Freeview Channel 74, Sky 670 or on our YouTube channel. Would you like to take part in our weekly competition? If you do, then all you have to do is head to the Sewing Street fan page group on Facebook. Post your picture of your make. Myself, Debbie Shaw and John Cole Morgan love looking at all of your makes every week. We pick our favourite and announce the winner every Friday live on the show. Happy sewing and good luck.
Hi, I'm Rosie Wells.
My name's Poppy and I'm a nutritional therapist.
Hi, I'm Ruth Lynette, and I can't wait to join you all on the brand new Gemporia Lifestyle channel.
If you're a fan of primal living, you're going to adore what's around the corner.
What is lifestyle? Lifestyle is healthy habits.
Feeling good, it's about looking great,
Making sure that we're taking good care of ourselves inside.
and it's about the life that you lead and the home that you live in.
All of this is why I'm so excited.
We've got the most wonderful team.
Homeware deals and primal deals under one roof on one channel.
I can't wait to share this brand new channel with you. So we'll see you soon on Gemporia Lifestyle.
Gemporia Lifestyle, coming soon to Freeview Channel 74 and Gemporia.com.
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Hello, I'm John Cole Morgan. Welcome back. It's like we're on holiday. Are these not just the most amazing attic windows? I'm like in Italy immediately, isn't it? Fabulous. Now, many of you may have seen on my birthday, 29th of May, we had a show where we started around the world attic windows. And the idea was that we'd be able to bring you different images from around the world, to be able to bring a bit of travel, because we can't go anywhere, into our lives, to be able to make it a bit more lively and vibrant and be able to make us all remember our wonderful holidays, and maybe you got married in one of these places, or if it was like me, just remembering your home country where you can't get to. These are two fabulous windows. This one, I cannot pronounce it, forgive me, the most gorgeous Italian venue. I'm not even going to try. I'm going to get it wrong and then never be able to be served in an Italian restaurant ever again. And then we've got the fabulous Venice, and the detail on these kits is absolutely incredible. So let me tell you what you're getting. First of all, in each one of these, you're getting a ½ metre of all 4 of these colours. It is a ½ metre, isn't it? Yes. And that's, let me see if I can get this, Copen, Elephant, Dark Grey, Cream. Woohoo! Woo! I'm getting better at this. Copen, elephant, dark grey and cream. There's a ½ metre of each of those. And you're getting these wonderful set of instructions. And the instructions are so clear. Tells you exactly how to cut every single thing, exactly what you're doing. Now, both kits come with the instructions and these 2 meters of fabric. But the difference is these panels. Now, let me show you. So each one of these kits, you're getting 2 meters of plain and the instructions. But look at this. Now, I cannot pronounce this. I want to say Cinque Terre, but I'm pretty sure it's not. And I've just destroyed the Italian language and never can be served anyway. Provence. Oh, this one's called, the bundle's called Provence, with love from Italy, Italic winter. But now, what I love about this is I think it's really important that you actually zoom in on silly things like the washing on the line. Now, I know that that seems silly, but the reason I'm doing it is look at the detailing on these panels. They are so incredibly accurate. And you can see all these people down here, back in the day where we could all stand together. And look at all the detailing on here. And I adore the actual quality of these pictures on here, these designs. They are so incredible. And doesn't that just make you feel like you're sitting in a restaurant, overlooking it? Oh, it's just beautiful. But not only are you getting this fabulous panel, you're getting these 4 fabrics, ½ meter of each, and the instructions for $29.99. Now I ask you, where are you going to get a panel of such great quality, a kit to be able to make it up into one of these beautiful quilts for $29.99? This is just incredible. Oh, did it? I did not know that. We have the incredible Kay Fassett, who I was very privileged enough to meet last year, filming a TV show for Channel 5. He did a book inspired on this coastline. And you can see why. Just look at the vibrancy of the colours in it. And that price point, I just don't understand how we're able to do that. So I've only shown you the top half of the panel. Let me show you the bottom half. You know, a palm tree. Isn't that... Look at the... Oh, goodness, look at that. There's a person sitting on the rock. I hadn't realised that. It's so brilliant. You can see that little man over there is taking a photograph going out to sea. Gosh, these are just incredible. And you can just see these beautiful detailings in these panels. It's so, so special. Really, really great. So that's our first panel that we've got. That's a Provence one. But then we have one of my favourite places in the entire world. I've always said if I know I've only got 2 weeks left to live, I will be here. Very optimistic for a Friday morning, but there we go. I'm very fatalistic in that way. Oh, this just brings me so much joy. I have never had such fun in a holiday in my entire life as I did in Venice. One of the most beautiful places on this planet. One of the most magical places, really beautiful. But it does bring back all those memories because going on the Vaporetti all round, getting a gondola ride. For me, it was the colossal amounts of limoncello and the most incredible restaurants you could ever imagine. Sitting on the piazzas, looking out on these canals. Oh, and of course, stalking Francesco de Mosto's house. I promise I didn't, but I kind of did. Just absolutely incredible. Just, you can it feels like you're in the picture. It's so accurate and so clear. And the detailing on all of these different things. Look at the detailing. You can see the sculpture on the top there. It's got a little arrow pointing out. And oh, it's just so beautiful. And when they become your quilt, you can literally put this up on your window, on your workplace, and it looks like you've got a window staring out into the Provence or looking into Venice. Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to put one in my kitchen. Love it. Absolutely adore this. So that's the Venice one. Now remember, you're getting this wonderful digital panel. You're also getting ½ meter of the cream, ½ meter of the dark grey, ½ meter of the elephant, and ½ meter of the Copen. All of that to be able to create that beautiful illusion of the attic windows, as well as the set of instructions. All of that for $29.99. Remember, you got your £3.95 P&P all day. Which one's the most popular? Venice is proving the most popular. I totally agree with you. But I have to say, I wouldn't mind one of those little views in Provence right now. It's beautiful. Not that I'm not having fun, but you know what I mean. We all want to go and sit by the sun, sit in the sunshine and get fed beautiful food. Oh, yum. Remember the days. Now, before I slip down into a lovely little tirade of holidays and that, let me just remind you how it is that you buy with us today. And we're going to get the lovely Wendy back on and see what trouble I can get into now.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Wendy, she's back.
Yes.
I can't believe she didn't run away in the break.
I have had coffee though. So,
have you had a coffee?
yeah.
Good.
No, that's not good for you, John.
The air
That's
conditioner
not
is
good.
on though, so do you want to turn it off? Because I don't want you getting
I'm
too cold.
absolutely
You're
fine.
happy?
I'm fine,
Perfect.
thank
You'll
you.
let me know if you're not.
I will.
I've no doubt. It's lovely to have you back. Isn't this gorgeous? You've made both of these behind you.
I made both of them.
They're so stunning.
And I don't have a favourite.
You don't?
No, I just love both
They're
of them.
so beautiful.
And they're such fun to make.
They really look amazing. So have you been to Venice? Have you been to Provence? Not? You have to go to Venice. Venice is one of the most beautiful places
We
on the
wanted to
planet.
go there and then
Yes.
the lockdown happened.
Things changed.
Things happened, yes, but we that's on our wish list to
It's
do that, so
beautiful.
we will be doing that.
Really, really stunning. Wonderful. So, do you want to show us how this works?
Well, I've done a little bit of everything, as I
Okay.
normally do, so I'm hoping that we have enough time to show you. So
You
would
have
you like...
37 minutes.
I should be okay today. So the first thing that you want to do is get your panels, and I'm going to put it up the wrong way for Kat. Get your panel, and we're going to be cutting it out. I'm not going to do any of the cutting because I have pre-cut that, but I just want to explain a little bit. The panel is exactly the size that you need for the whole panel is exactly the size you need for the 9 panels. So a top tip would be just to cut a tiny bit over the picture.
Right.
Because when you're cutting, if you're not exact, then when you get to the end, you've got a bit left over that's going to be white. So if you leave a little bit of white around the edges, just a tiny bit, then
So
it's...
1/8 of an inch all the way around?
Yeah, and then it's not going to be more than 1/4 of an inch
Yes.
because that's what you seam. So it's going to be hidden. You're never going to see the white. But I did cut one of the panels and I just went for it, and I did have a little bit left over at the side. But that's what I would do. And then all you're going to do is you're going to cut out, and these instructions, please read them. Read them through twice.
Well, I do think that one of the very first things in here, it says read the instructions. Oh, this one doesn't have.
But I would read the instructions twice
Yes.
because it's a bit like DIY. You measure twice, cut once, and it's the same here. Once you've cut it, if you've cut it wrong, there's no going back. So just read the instructions. And again, this is entirely up to you. It's your kit when you get it home. But personally, I would cut, and it is all in there. It is step by step. So I would cut the depth ones first, and the 2 top and the bottom ones will be the same depth, and then the
That's
centre
right, 'cause
panel.
that's the top window and the bottom window.
And the centre panel is much longer. And then once I've got those, I would then cut the widths. So
Perfect.
you are going to get 9 in total. But I didn't think you needed to see me cutting them, but that's what you do. I have cut them all.
Perfect.
But they are so pretty. I would just like to be in that bay right now.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
I couldn't resist.
well, you've been very mean to me today,
No,
John.
I'm not.
Every opportunity you have, you've
You're so
thrown...
easy to wind
I know.
up, though. It's
But
so much fun.
I also do a lot of winding up. So you've got to give it, you've got to take it, haven't you? So the first thing you need to do, and I have sewn all these together.
So you've done the top half, the top two-thirds.
I have.
Look
So
at
I've done.
you.
I will just show you, because again, it's one of these projects that is quite time consuming. wrong way. It's quite, it takes a long time.
Oh, it looks so good though.
But it's a very, very easy process to do it. It looks quite difficult because the way that the sills are created, when you see it, that's the easiest thing ever. But that looks quite difficult.
Well, I've noticed it's not. I thought there'd be a half square triangle there, but it's not. You snowballed it. That's clever.
It is very.
And I suppose that helps with the illusion that you don't have the break in it as well.
From a distance, they
Clever.
literally do look like the window
do.
sills.
They really do. And I love the way that in Venice it's actually just out into the canal, and you can just imagine sitting in your hotel window looking out on the canal.
Oh, definitely. When we went on a cruise many years ago, and each night when they shipped in the port, we had the window seat. So every morning at breakfast, we would just sail out and we'd be able to, it's just, it was gorgeous. First thing we do is we've cut them all out, and I would number them.
Yes.
Because especially in the one we're doing now, number 9 could be either way up.
Of course.
But
Yes.
But what would they be called? The little ripples. Little ripples. They would be upside down. So
perfect.
And if it's a 9, I would put a little.
Yes, because 6 and 9. Oh, yes.
Definitely. And again, it's just something that I always do. I would put them at the top, so
top
that I
left-hand
know,
corner.
or the top, one of the top corners, because then I know that I can just look at it and know that is the top.
Perfect. And as I said, top left-hand corner, I just realised you did the right-hand corner. But anyway, moving on.
So we've got.
See, you got them the wrong way round now. I'm distracting you.
You are. You're putting me all off today. Yeah. So we've got. I have prepared these two because even though you've got the longer ones in the middle, the process is exactly the same.
Perfect.
So whatever you do with the shorter ones and the narrower ones, it's exactly the same process for the long, thin ones.
Perfect.
And can you see here, that's what I was talking about.
Oh,
I've just left.
And it is literally, it looks about 1/8 of an inch, isn't it? Or maybe
I probably
slightly
didn't
over.
even need to do that much because I think on number 9, I haven't got any. Perfect. So I probably could have done a little less.
But it's always good to at least know that you're making that adjustment on it as well.
And it's going to get hidden.
Exactly.
But I don't want people to, say if you are a mil or two out as you're cutting, by the time you get to the end,
it does add up.
It does, it soon does. So the first thing we're going to do is put the bottom sill on. And if you're quite accurate again with your cutting, I will say that it's probably a good idea to cut everything out first.
Okay.
The bottom sill, right side recesses and all the window frames. It's in the instructions, it's very, very clear, but again, just read it because these ones are, I think these are 1.5 inches, these ones, but these ones go down to 1 inch.
Perfect.
So just be careful. And also one of these, the long one down here, is quite long. So make sure that when you cut it in your fabric, you've got that length.
Width, yeah,
it doesn't matter if you join it,
no.
You're not really going to be able to see it.
But it'd be better to not have to join it.
And it's especially important if you're doing that actually with the frame, when you put the frame on, because you need a longer piece down here. So just make sure, because the first one I did when I made the last set, I cut it from the wrong side first, and then when I came to do the side, I didn't have it long enough. But I won't do it again.
Exactly, that's how we learn.
So all we're going to do is line the bottom edge with...
And even though it's a little bit over, you still line the bottom edge up, don't you?
Because this is exactly...
It'll be caught in your seam allowance anyway.
It is, and this is exactly the size that I need it, so that's why. But I'd say that's why it doesn't really matter that we've got that. I'm really glad I did the bottom because it just shows that it doesn't matter if you've got that showing. I think sometimes it may be that you don't get anything showing, so you might get a little bit too much white if you have left, but it should be fine. You're never going to have more than 1/4.
Perfect.
So we're going to lay the right side, and if you can see the right side, you're a better person than I am because this is really difficult to tell. And that's the good thing. These kits are brilliant for beginners because each technique is really easy and you don't have to worry about things like that. So I'm doing right sides together, and I'm going to just sew a 1/4 inch seam. I didn't even check the machine. You didn't move it, John, did you? I didn't even check it. You didn't move it, did you?
I touched nothing. I just put my foot down and that was it.
I should have checked it.
The only thing I did do was put the bobbin in the right way because the bobbin had popped out.
Oh, but knowing the mood you're in today, you probably would have changed it without me. Oh, yes, John. So, she's going to be busy today.
We did put a poll out whether I should, because you left your little sewing bag over there. We did put a poll out whether I should mess with your stuff, and it was unanimously decided not to.
I don't think you'd like the consequences if you were to do that, John. You do need to have the iron is on, yes. Yeah. You do need to have your iron at every step of the way because I iron as I go, and that way I can make sure that each section is as accurate as I can get it before I move on to the next one. With the bottom seal, I would iron over to the pattern side. So I'm just going to push that out of the way. And again, do like we do, you just offer it up to there and push it down. And do press it, don't really push it, you just want to press it down. So that's the first one.
Gosh, a third of the stock of the Venice panel has been checked out already.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
So you will do exactly the same with every single piece. And this one, the centre one, both the panels are wider.
Yep.
And the middle panels on them are longer. So that's the only difference. So with this seal, I won't show you that. With this seal, it's just wider.
Perfect.
Now, if I was going to give you one tip about the cutting out, you have all the measurements in there, but if you're a little bit unsure, just give yourself an extra 1/4 of an inch or so, because you can always chop the end off, but if you find that you haven't got enough, so I would probably, and you do have enough material to do that, so that's what I would do, and I've certainly done it in the case of the side recesses, and again, you'll see why in a moment. So that's the first thing we do.
You can leave that up if you want. Makes your life easier.
Thank you, John. Sorry.
I've got the wall up. The June Taylor wall.
That was very rude of me.
I don't think that was quite what June meant when she designed it, but it's very effective.
You started
I have a
today,
horrible
John.
feeling my husband's about to buy one of those to do exactly the same thing.
That's brilliant, because
it's very
you
good.
can't see through it either.
Exactly.
So now we're going to put the side recess on, but we're going to incorporate the bottom of the seal to make it that 3D effect, so it looks like the seal is dimensional. And again, it's really easy, and it's the same step for every single one of them. Is you'll get one of the squares, and again, it's all in there. And I haven't got a ruler. Have you got a tiny ruler, John? Oh, thank you. That's perfect. And you want to draw, and again, I would do this on every single square.
Yep.
So I would do this process. And this is where you do need to take into consideration the thickness of your nib. So if you've got a fat nib, then you need to come back from that corner slightly. John, don't start. There we go. So I allowed for my fat nib, so I just came back, because the neater you can get this section, when you fold it over, it's going to look much, much better. And then all you do, and again, as I say, it's the same for all of them, is you
just
place
got to double check you're going in the right direction.
No.
Yep.
All right. Okay. You thought I'd gone in the wrong direction, didn't
you?
No,
it is the right direction, but I can see myself doing it the other way, and having half my window going this way and half my window going that way.
Now that would be fun.
Yeah.
So you have to have the top right and the bottom left. So you do that for all of them. If you want to pin it, I suppose I should set an example, shouldn't I, John? And pin it.
I don't.
I'm going to behave today.
Look at you.
And I would pin on that side away from the machine.
And also it doesn't touch your foot.
No. Right.
The foot on your machine.
I know, I was just teasing. Right. So, and this time you want to sew right on the line.
Yep.
Again, if you're not going to sew on it, sew to the right slightly, because when you fold it back over...
You want it to be exact.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I try and get it as much as you can on the line. And I'm sewing a 2.4 this is set up, because it is a seam, because I do want it to, I don't want to have any gaps in it. And then all you do, oh, she's coming out again, isn't she? So you want to fold this over to match the corner.
Perfect.
That
was spot on.
That's not bad for live TV, John, is it?
I've done worse.
It's because I'm a lefty and everything's...
You can put it on this side if you want.
That's right, that's fine.
Just don't set fire to the block of the week.
That's lovely, the block of the week.
It's good, isn't it?
I can't remember if it says to do it in there, but I just do my own thing anyway. I don't cut the excess fabric off. Does it say to cut the excess fabric off the corner?
Attaching the left hand.
The recess, left-hand recess.
Left hand recess. Press open.
But I don't, because it makes that corner much more rigid for you to be able to sew.
It doesn't say trim the.
It doesn't say.
Trim the seam allowance to.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
I personally, I wouldn't. The only thing that it does do is make this look a little bit of a deeper colour because you've got a fabric behind it, if that makes sense to you.
But in a window, you'd have that anyway, because it's hidden in shade.
Yes, yes. Yes, I knew that, John. I
course you
knew
did.
that.
That's why you did it.
That's exactly why
You're
I did it.
professional.
Oh, I know. So now we're going to sew it to the left-hand side. And I haven't done what I said I was going to do and cut it a little bit more. Start sewing from the bottom end, because if you do have anything left over, you can just cut off at the top. If you do it the other way round, this is all going to be out of the line. So we just put right sides together. And I'm going to start sewing down this side. Oh, I keep forgetting you don't need to do that. This machine does everything for you. Oh, it's not just me.
No.
And I would do a reverse at the end, because you're going to be putting a bit of pressure on these. So then that just locks it.
Perfect.
So now, if you can pick that up.
Brilliant.
When it's ironed.
Perfect.
Perfect fit.
Spot on.
Oh, we're doing well with our intersections today.
You're doing great.
And iron it. And I'm going to do something you don't like in a minute, John.
But eat Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels sprouts.
Oh no, they're evil. Don't like Brussels sprouts. I apologise if anybody loves Brussels sprouts. I hate them.
They're my favourite vegetable. So
really?
Yeah. Oh, I love them.
Me is broccoli. I love broccoli.
Oh, I love that. I love all vegetables.
Not that I look like I eat vegetables, but there we go.
Well, I'm not going to use a rotary cutter. I'm just going to use a pair of scissors.
Perfect. And they're the left-handed ones as well, just
for you.
They are.
So you can see that because I cut them a little bit longer than I needed, I've now got that wiggle room.
Perfect.
So that's what I would advise everyone to do. And if you always go along the line, if I were to try and do it that way, then it might not be straight. So, but I know that you would use a rotary cutter, John. I know that.
Wow, I'm hearing now we have got less than 20 of the Venice block left, the Venice panel left, so less than 20. Remember, you're getting that wonderful panel, 4 different half meters of coordinating fabric, and the instructions for $29.99. Really stunning.
That is a really good price. And, you know, I have made them into quilts, and they're the perfect size to a little snuggle quilt when you're maybe curled up in the afternoon watching TV. Perfect. So now I haven't ironed that one.
Well, you see, there's been such a resurgence of what I call wallpaper fabric. You know what I mean? With the stripes and those beautiful flowers on them, those old traditional, really, you know, the grand hotels have those really, really beautiful wallpapers. And I'm looking at this and thinking, actually, you can get some of that and make it into a really big quilt, and it looks like sort of wallpaper just with that
That'd be
view
amazing.
out.
That'd be amazing.
Stunning.
But this project is perfect for anyone that...
Just starting.
Yeah, I've made it very clear when I started that I don't do quilting. And I love making
You're doing great.
I absolutely love making, because there's not much quilting to be done on them. So I've done that one. I hadn't done that one. Now I've got my 3 panels, and I number them 1, 2, 3, 4, so I know that it goes 7, 8, and 9. So now I want to put them together, but I want to include
the border,
the frame, the window frame, the window frame, and I have cut them a bit longer here.
Perfect.
So again, it's all in the instructions, but you only need to do it to the
right-hand side of
the left. Yeah, the left 2 panels.
Yes.
The left 2 columns, because this one gets
It's already
put on.
got one on the edge.
Well, it gets put on after when
the
you do the
border at the
border.
end, and this one as well will have the border on as well.
And that one will have the border. So for the side ones, and again, it doesn't matter if they're long or if they're short, it's exactly the same process. So
and you'd cut all of those just ever so slightly, half an inch bigger, just to be able to trim down. Perfect.
Because we all, even though it's a 1/4 of an inch, we all do sew differently. So I would definitely do that. Just going to sew these on.
To give you a time check, you have 27 minutes left.
What should we do after I finish then?
You can quilt it. I've got some wadding here for you.
I'm already there, John. Sorry.
I know you are.
I'm already there. Right.
I have little doubt.
These are such fun to make, but I would do it in stages. So I would do all my cutting out one night, and then put together the next night. But then I would quilt it because I love hand sewing, and I hand sew the binding on, and that's quite a lot of binding. I love doing that. And then we're just going to put it on.
You switch those around.
And
Just checking. I know how easy I distract people.
yes, I put them on before, and then had to unpick them because I had them upside down. I didn't say that.
We've all done it. There's
Well, we
not
have.
a sewer in the world who hasn't
And
got
that's
that.
the brilliant thing, because, sorry, I'm trying to press.
I do that as well.
Why won't it work?
Because you're pressing the plug.
I'm pressing the plug, yes. Because we make these mistakes, other people don't have to.
Exactly.
And the unpicker is my best friend. It gets used quite a lot, and it did get used quite a lot. So we're okay for time, John?
Oh, yes, plenty.
And then again, it was a little bit of toing and froing with the iron, but I have mine set up for my session when I'm doing it, and just it's never off, it's always on, so I'm always sewing. We'll just sew that one back, iron that one back, and that one. And you can see now, because I've left it a little bit proud, it's going to be exact.
Perfect.
I should have used a rotary cutter, shouldn't I, John?
You're fine. It's live telly. What could possibly go wrong?
No, this is you and me on live telly, John, so something definitely could go wrong. I was very excited when I saw that it was you on today, though. I did think they wouldn't let us work back together again.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Right, now...
That was a really good show that we did, though.
I loved it.
Had a lot of laughter. Yes.
I loved it.
If anybody missed Wendy and I for the last time, 2 hours, 23 minutes and 40 seconds. That'll be quite a good 10 minutes of your time. Worth a little look. She started it.
I can't deny it now. I thought, how could you do that to me, John? But then my daughter did say to me, Mum.
Exactly. But it made good telly.
It did, didn't it? And it will be in the outtakes, you can
course.
just tell. So,
So now we're on number 7 to number 8.
8 and 9. And we're
Any
going...
order you prefer? Doing 9 to 8 and then 8 to 7?
I would naturally go, but you might go that way. So it doesn't matter. All we're doing now is sewing these together. So it doesn't matter how you do them. We've got a right frame on the ones that we need and one that we don't. So now you can just put them together how you want. And it's right sides. And again, I would start, it's just the way that I do it. I would start from the bottom. And when I do
That's good, because you're also then sewing in the opposite direction that you've just sewn the other piece on.
And I've got the fabric. You could sew that way, but I like to have the smaller piece of fabric on the top. Then I can keep that seam out of the way. But again, once it's home, it's yours. You can do it how you like.
But I think that's the great thing, is having the demo on the YouTube channel. You can actually go back and see it as you go. I think it's great.
I'm going to move that plug in a minute. Right. Yeah, that's the good thing, because I love instructions, but sometimes they just look like gobbledygook, and you think, ooh, oh, and then when you see it, someone doing it, you go, oh, yeah, that's, and this is not difficult. It's very, very easy. But if you first read the instructions, you might think, oh, there's so many steps, and I can't do it. But most of it's a repeat.
It really does look as though Venice is directly over your shoulder.
I just want it to be there in that water, that blue water. I love the sea. I just love water. Right, so I'm just going to sew down this, and then that is complete. And I would try and be as accurate as you can. But
of course.
If you are a little bit out, it's fine.
Well, I suppose as well, because you've got 3 different windows meeting together, you try and just be as consistent as possible.
Yeah.
You shouldn't really change machines halfway through.
And absolutely, what foot you start with, stick with all the way through.
Completely.
You might need to change your needle if you break it, John. But
See, I wasn't even in the room when that happened.
I know. It was like I was.
Wendy asked me how to get the 1/4 inch seam on this, and I said, well, I know on the 680 you press 0.6, and she heard 2.6. Put the 1/4 inch seam on and do the zigzag stitch right through the foot.
I didn't. Yeah, right, I did.
I wasn't even in the room. Can't blame me.
But I won't do that again.
No.
And I know how to change the needle. And I've never met this machine till this morning.
Poor Kat, of course, was probably crying in the other room, going, "Oh my gosh, how are we going to do this?"
No, I did have a spare needle in my bag, so we would have made it work, John.
We've got loads of.
We would have done it. So I've put the.
Gosh, that looks so effective already.
It really does, and don't mind a little stray, but you would go and tidy those afterwards, and then I would iron the seams at the back.
Perfect.
So that's that one. So how easy was that though? It's
brilliant.
And it's exactly the same
for the top two sections,
top two.
Just the middle one is a bit bigger.
That's all. There's no other difference.
Oh my goodness, you put it together all together.
Yes,
Look at you.
I'm there. So now we're just going to attach these two together. Now you'll notice that we've got the bottom of the frame. So we're going to attach the bottom frame to here. Right, so I'm just checking, these look like they're all the same size. Nope, that's that one. That's that one. We have got spare material if we need to, John, so that's fine. So I've done the top one.
Yep.
And then all you need to do is make sure that each of them have one on them.
Perfect.
Because we're going to attach the sides, but we do need them on all of them.
All in the middle
so
as
I
well.
need one there.
And one at the bottom.
And then one at the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do.
Perfect. And do you sew that from the top or the back?
I would sew it personally from the top because, again, I'd like to see what this is doing.
Of course.
Whereas, because this is quite stable, this is very unstable. So I like to keep it in check and make it behave. And it's a little bit longer, so I just start over. And the reason I do that is because when you iron it back over, sometimes it's gone out a little bit. Whereas if you've got more than you need, then...
And also if you've cut and you cut at a slight angle as well, you then...
Which you won't if you use your rotary cutter. I know, John.
Oh, no, I wasn't meaning that. The number of times I've cut with a rotary cutter and I've cut squiffy on the side as well. It just happens. It's always better to have it larger and cut down.
Yes, but you see now, this is just like I can do what I want with it and make sure that it is behaving and in line.
And like me.
Oh, what's the fun in behaving, John? It's no fun to that whatsoever. This foot is very easy to follow as well, isn't it? Just glides.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Has my tongue come out yet? Because I'm concentrating. It normally comes out. Oh, good, John's.
Wendy, I'm giggling for a change, not because of you.
Oh, that does make
because something was in my ear and I was like, what was that? Hello, whoever did that. Hello.
But it does make a change, John, not to be me. So that's...
Well, it was early days. We're not finished yet.
Yeah, we've still got... So we've done that one.
Brilliant.
I'm not going to press it. I would normally press it.
We'll do the bottom bit.
No, the reason I'm
you
not,
do it in order.
No, the reason I'm not pressing it is because it's naturally fallen back over itself.
Yeah.
So now, when you turn it over, you have the line to follow.
Oh, you clever lady.
I see me standing on tippy toe.
That's all right.
I do need another 6 inches, John. Might put that on my Christmas list. There we go. So now that I know that will be exactly the same as... You've got that look in your eye again, John, haven't you?
You forget there are people in my ear telling me to do things and suggesting doing this, that, the next thing. So I'm trying to listen to you and them. And I'm not very good at listening at the best of times.
No, me neither. I listened to about the first 2 or 3 words.
Exactly.
And then it's like,
My most famous comment that everybody says about me is, we tell you our name, but you don't listen. And it's terrible because it's a case of, okay, I think I've heard you. No, what did you say? It's just one of those things. It's a skill that we learn over time.
Oh, I've got that skill. So just lay them out how they should be, because at the moment this one hasn't got anything on either side, so you don't want to get confused. And then we just flip it over, and then we're going to place it on here. Again, I would have the frame
Now,
on
just
the
as
top.
a question, can you flop that back? I'll tell you why. No, it's just because a lot of people have never done this before. Your black line, you can see on the quilts you've got there, the black framing border is in a line here. How do you check that those are the same or going in order? Just natural
just
skill
gonna
and
do that, John.
intuition. I'm sorry, I didn't know. That's why I was asking. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can't get this.
Can't get presenters these days, can you?
That is a very valid question, but that was as you go along.
Oh, you manipulate it as you
Yes.
go. Oh,
Yes.
You
And-
finagle it.
Oh, don't start, John. Please don't start.
You do. Please make sure that's the right way round now that I haven't turned you around on taking your
That's
your
okay. But
sample
again,
apart.
always
check.
Always check before you do it. Yeah. So you've got.
Perfect.
So now it's really going to be quite hard to show those. So as I'm sewing down here, I would lift it up.
Oh, you would check it from that end,
And
right?
then just
I'm with
check
you now.
that I'm in line.
Perfect.
And you do have a little bit of manipulation there. You don't really want to do it too much,
No.
because otherwise it would distort the whole
Yeah.
frame. But you should be okay. And if you've done everything exact, but because this is a small, thin piece
And
of material.
remember, in Venice, the windows aren't all completely still straight. They've been there for 400 or 500 years. If there's a little bit of a wobble, no one's going to care.
No.
You're always looking out the window, not at the window.
I'm liking that.
It's true.
I'm liking that. Yes. Why would you want to look at the window? But that is a very valid question, John, and I do tease you, but that
I
is...
do try.
You do.
I do try.
No, you're trying, John. That's what you mean. You're trying.
I've heard that many times.
So I'm just going to go a little way. No, I can go a little bit further. But you are right, because it is that like half an inch away from the other one, it's not going
It's
to
not
notice.
that visually, no.
No. But it's good that you're thinking that. So I'm nearly at that now. So I'm just going to line it up. But again, bearing in mind it is going to be that half inch away. So I'm lining the grey up. And just carry on to the end. I will just shoot down it rather than lining the second one up, because I don't want to run out at the end. You're going to have to use your imagination in a minute as well, John.
What am I imagining? Oh, all right.
Well, I've got a little thing that I'm making, so you're going to have to imagine it's a big thing, but it's only going to be little.
Okay. You've got about 14, 15
Oh,
minutes
yeah,
left.
we'll be fine. We'll be fine, she said. Yes, I don't feel like Chili the Snowman today. You've not made me frozen today. I couldn't feel my hands last time.
I love the way you make it sound as if I've got any power to do anything in this equation.
I've gone right off of that one because I was
That's
behaving.
all right. It's my fault.
Yes, you were misbehaving, but that's what I would do. When I had the time, I would do that. And then we put the one across the bottom.
But the thing is as well, too important to remember that you're using a totally different machine, that you're sewing these together, and you can tell that your
Yes.
quarter inch on your frame
Yes, that's
is
all it
slightly
is.
smaller.
That's
and
all
it's
it
just
was.
using a different machine.
Yeah,
No, but it is. That is 100%.
Because I got
what
the
it is.
first one okay, the
Exactly.
second one wasn't that. Yeah, and at home, my machine, I have a little foot that isn't really a quarter of an inch,
Exactly,
but it
but
pretends
it
to be.
works perfectly for you.
It works for me, but this one is exactly
dead
a
on
quarter of an inch.
yeah.
So do you need me to show you the rest of these? Because literally all you do is do exactly the same and sew it on the bottom, and then you sew the two sides
as well.
and that's it. That's that panel
Well, I can
finished.
see it finished, can't you? Because it's up on the wall over there.
That's finished.
Perfect.
But would you like me to show you how to turn it into a quilt?
Very much. And you've segued nicely into
Oh.
it because we have got the most fabulous wadding here. I can't, do we know what the size of this is finished?
I can't remember, but you have plenty. and you'll have a tiny bit left over to make something else with.
Oh, what are you going to make?
Oh no, I'm not.
Okay. So we've got this wonderful poly down, the premium polyester wadding, 60 inches by 45 for $8.99, and that is more than enough to make these the quilts for the wall hangings here. Absolutely. And you said you got loads left over as
I
well?
haven't got loads, but I have got enough to make other little things.
Bags or something small with that.
Probably I like little coasters
Pencil
and little
case.
mats.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
definitely make a pencil
Pencil case or
case
something,
and
yeah.
that. Yeah, but this wadding is really nice because
It is, isn't it?
it's really, really fluffy on one side and not quite on the other, which means it's easier to work with. Because
my friend Angie only ever uses this because she says that she gets a much, when you actually can see the wadding in the bag, it's automatically puffing up, so she gets a much better 3D effect on her quilting with it.
Yeah, I mean that's got a little bit. It has, but you've already got the 3D of the window frame, so you don't really need it. So you're going to have to use your imagination, John, because this
It's a Venice
is
panel.
that.
I know, I can see
It's
Venice
just
right
that,
there.
and I will be really honest with you, it's a project that you need to have on a completely flat surface because it's the panel in itself. I think it's something like 35 by something. It's quite. Yes, have a look. It's
35 by 24.
That's the one. It's quite a big panel, and being the perfectionist I am, I would have to have it exact. So if you do it on a smaller scale, then it's exactly the same as you would do, but it's a little bit bigger. All right there, John.
15 and 24 is 39.
How long have we got left, John?
51 by 39.
How long have we got
You've
left?
got about 12 and a half minutes.
Right, sorry.
You've got time to do a whole quilt in that time.
No, I've just realised I was going to add the borders on, but I don't think I've put them. I think they're over in my bag over there. So we would do. But with the borders, I just need to explain to you that the top border you put on first, don't cut the borders out until you need them. Because everyone sews different, everyone's got a different, say even though it's a 1/4 of an inch, it might not be. So the measurements on there may not be exact. They'll probably be a bit over, so you'll be okay. But cut them out after. So you do the first top border, but then to put the squares on, you need to measure from here to here.
Yes, of course, to
and
get
add
the
half an inch.
because you've got the top quarter.
Because
and the bottom.
you've got the 3.5 inch squares at the top.
Perfect.
So, and it does explain it in there, but again, that's one of those things that visually. So remember, so once you've put your top border on and your bottom, iron it so that it's flat, and then measure from the bottom up to here and add half an inch.
Perfect.
And then you cut your border. So it's still going to be the same width. It's still going to be, I think it's 3.5. And then I would measure both independently because even though technically they should be exactly the same, they may be slightly out.
Of course.
But that's just a top tip to do that, then they'll be perfect.
Brilliant.
And then when I would start sewing, I would actually pin all the way along first. I don't use pins, you know I don't, but for this...
You would pin it because make sure it's accurate.
Just make sure that it's in.
Perfect.
Right, so this is a lovely quilt.
It is. You've got about 5 minutes left.
So the first thing that you do is you would put your backing fabric down.
Yes.
The colour of choice is yours. I have backed these with cream. And then you put your wadding, and then you'll put your panel, your quilt panel, and make sure that these are bigger at the back than this, because this does have a tendency to wiggle. And I did check before I came on if these were actually in stock,
Yes,
and they are, because
they are.
these are brilliant.
The curved safety pins, check the website for those.
And I would pin. I don't know if you do do you actually?
I've got a long arm, so for myself, I'm very lucky to have.
Yeah, I'd like a long arm.
Please, can I repeat that? So in my ear, I said, I've got a long arm, meaning a long arm quilter, and I hear in my ear, what about your other arm? It's a very good line. I like that. Like that.
So I would pin, and I would pin more than I need to.
Of course.
And then when you...
I do every sort of 3 inches if I'm doing that. Depending,
that's
3,
probably
4
about...
inches.
I would. I think, I can't even remember how many come in the pack. There's loads in there. There's absolutely loads. So just pin. I think is it not...
150.
Right. Yeah, that would be more...
In the 27 mil.
Yeah, that should be okay. And then, I don't know, everyone's different. I do the centre stitch first.
Right.
Because then I can always ease it out if I find that it's gone a little bit. If I, or start one side and go, don't start here and then do that one. Just wherever you start, then go across. But just for now, I would quilt, and here I've just gone all the way round the dark frames. And I don't know if you can, I don't want to touch it in case it comes down. But on the back, you will see it, and all all that does is just hold it in place when it's washing.
Perfect.
Because I haven't gone mad. I suppose you could go crazy if you wanted to. You could go crazy. And I'm going to use 1/4 inch now because I'm not even going to touch this machine for the moment. So it's not behaving. I want to put the stitch length up. Oh, hello. Okay. Let's try. Oh, he's gone that way now. Okay.
Have you not just
brilliant.
moved
Yeah,
into
and
a
then
zigzag?
have I?
Oh, no. Sorry, I've got. Can't even see the screen.
I'm frightened to touch this now. Okay. Oh no, we're okay. We're going straight. It's okay, John. Don't do that to me. Yeah, it's really not liking this stitching.
You have to put your foot down. I think the foot's probably wrong on
Yeah,
the
I think it is.
Oh, it didn't like that.
They didn't like that at all. So what I would do is I would just do a top stitch length all the way round, well in the 1/4 inch, so that you can secure that after you've done it all. And then you would cut, and I'm going to regret doing this because it's not going to behave, is it, in there?
That's right. We've got about 2 minutes left.
And then I would cut all the way round. So I've cut all the way around, John, as you can see with your imagination. Okay, so I've cut all the way around. And then I would get 2.5 inch, I like to work,
So do I.
yeah, 2.5 inch binding. And then you fold it in half. Have we got time to do any
You've
of
got 2
that?
minutes. Yeah, you've got 2 minutes.
That's cool. It just goes so quick. This is what happens. I can start in my sewing room in the morning, and then before I know it, everyone's hungry because it's lunchtime and I've not even thought about that. And do you do the double or the single fabric?
So I sew the border on the binding on now, and then I put it in a bag, and when Sylvia comes, she does it.
So you don't do it at all then?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I do technically because I hand it to Sylvia, and then the amazing Sylvia does
That's
everything.
not really.
I'm incredibly lucky. I've got the best life in the whole world.
But do you not hand sew then? No. Oh, I love hand sewing. I love just like...
If I had time, I would. Because I started an EPP project about 3 years ago, with Stuart Hillard's range, and I just cannot find the time to sit down and finish it.
It's trouble, time.
It's
I'm
time.
always saying, when everyone goes to bed, that I wish I had like another 10 hours just for me. So...
Well, I'm lucky because I do.
Oh, okay. No, I don't. So we sew all the way around, and I think it's... I want to say the 17th of March. I did show how to do the binding. It was only on a little coaster, but it's the same method. But for this one, and again, I don't know how, even though you don't do it.
Oh, no, I do this bit.
Right. So when I come back, so I'll sew all the way around here, and then I would push it back and just over sew at the back. But to join, how do you do yours joins? Because sometimes I turn it
diagonal.
Yeah. No, I used to do that, but it's quite bulky. So for this one, I do it on most of...
I always press my seams open, and I've never had bulk.
Yeah. Where the diagonal... Yeah. Oh, sorry, no, when you join these. Yeah. No, when you actually come to join the end of the...
On the diagonal.
Do you? Yeah, I find them quite bulky.
Really?
Yeah.
Press your seams open, try that. Really?
Obviously, you'll have to give me a masterclass on it. But what I would do is I would go So I would... start here and leave this little bit dangling, and then I would do my corner, go all the way around, and then when I come back, I would finish here so that I've got these flappy bits here.
Complete.
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? And then I would fold them over in the middle, and it doesn't matter where you do it, but I would mark here, then all the way along. And then what you would do is you want right sides facing. So obviously this is the right side on both sides. So and what I would do is cut the excess off to 1/4 or 1/2 inch. And then I would put right sides facing. And so, have you not done this method?
No.
Right.
I'm intrigued though.
So right sides facing. In fact, I'm going to actually sew them. And then you've got the pen marks. So you follow the pen mark all the way down. You're going to have to remove that foot away, that pedal. Right, then you would sew, you would iron this open and fold it down, and then when you lay it back down, that way. So when you lay it back down, it fits perfect, absolutely perfect. See, I would normally tuck it in. I would normally do the diagonal.
So with mine, I do exactly the same thing.
But you do it on a diagonal.
But I measure, I put the one piece there and I put the piece there, and I've got a 2.5-inch ruler, line the edge up to the edge of the 2.5-inch ruler, and then the other piece I cut dead on there.
I'm going to try that when I get home.
Be careful with the angle that you do it in. Put a pin in where you're going to be sewing, check it's the right way. It works perfectly as well. But you don't like doing on the diagonal because of the bulk. But I'm going to look at that because I'm intrigued.
The way I do it is I start off with a little pocket at the beginning, and then as I get all the way around. Right. So that creates quite a lot of bulk. But if you're doing this on the diagonal, which is absolutely fine, but I would say for someone that is maybe a novice sewer.
Yeah, that's the most complicated way of doing it. That's much easier.
I have seen that way before, but for this one, I mean, the only thing is you do get that line. That's right. But you're going to get a diagonal line anyway, aren't you? So.
Wendy, as always, absolute star. Thank you so much. It was lovely to have you again. Look forward to having you back again soon.
Back soon.
We're just going to remind you how it is you can buy with us, and we'll be right back.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the watch live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer, and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Welcome back. Oh, wasn't that amazing? This is the most fantastic combinations here. It's part of our Round the World Attic Windows collection. First ones we did was on the 29th of May, so go back and check. Those were Africa, and we did safari, and we did the jacaranda trees. Now we've got the wonderful Provence one here, which is the Italian coast there, and I did that on the wrong side. I apologize. Then we're doing Venice as well. Venice is proving to be the most popular today. So let me show you what it is. We're down to limited stock on Venice at the moment. Just checking I've got the right panel. So let me show you what it is you're getting. First of all is the instructions. These are very, very important. Make sure you read all the way through the instructions before you start. Then you've got these 4 wonderful coordinating fabrics, 1/2 meter of each. You've got Copen, Elephant, Dark Grey and Cream. Those are to be able to create the borders and that 3D effect. And then we've got this wonderful Italian Venice digital panel here. And this, as Wendy has said, make sure you cut a little bit over the size of the panel to be able to make sure you fit it into this wonderful design. So that's our best-selling one at the moment there, the Venice. These are down to how many did you say? Limited. We're down to single figures on this one at the moment. $29.99 is the price of this. So you've got this wonderful panel, these 4 colours here, the cream, the dark grey, the elephant and the Copen, and the set of instructions, all for $29.99. And then this makes this wonderful panel over here. It's a beautiful, beautiful project. Great for beginners, fabulous as gifts. Really nice way of being able to do that and be able to have a little bit of travel in your sewing room. Really beautiful. So if the Venice one is not for you, we've also got this wonderful Provence one as well, which is this one over here. If I'd learned my left and right, I'd have done that the right way the first time. This is the panel that we're getting there. Is it just not the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful design? Loving that. And the detail on here is just incredible. Absolutely beautiful. So not only are you getting this wonderful digital panel, again, you're getting this wonderful set of instructions explaining exactly how it is you do all of that. I'm going to just move this down because it just looks so beautiful. And then on top of that, you're getting these 4 different colours, 1/2 meter of the Copen, 1/2 meter of the elephant, 1/2 meter of the dark grey, and 1/2 meter of the cream. Just a beautiful, beautiful kit there. Again, $29.99. Such a fantastic price. On top of that as well, you're going to need some wadding to put these all together. This is the poly down, was about to call it hobs down then. Polydown Hobs polyester wadding there, 45 inches by 60 for $8.99. And it works really, really beautifully on this. It gives you that wonderful loft on it as well. Really lovely. Now, in the next hour, we have got something brand new to Sewing Street. Wool wadding. Oh, never had it on before. It's so exciting. Looking forward to be able to show you that. But we've also got what I was showing you throughout the morning. I'm going to get into so much trouble. Gutermann. 70 weight Gutermann, being able to use for denim, for leather, any form of thicker fabrics than you normally use for quilting and crafting. The most beautiful, beautiful threads here, variegated as well. That's coming up at 11 o'clock. So we're just going to redo the set and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Rosie Wells.
My name's Poppy and I'm a nutritional therapist.
Hi, I'm Ruth Lynette and I can't wait to join you all on the brand new Gemporia Lifestyle channel.
If you're a fan of primal living, you're going to adore what's around the corner.
What is lifestyle? Lifestyle is healthy habits.
Feeling good, it's about looking great.
Making sure that we're taking good care of ourselves inside.
And it's about the life that you lead and the home that you live in.
All of this is why I'm so excited.
We've got the most wonderful team.
Homeware deals and primal deals under one roof on one channel.
I can't wait to share this brand new channel with you. So we'll see you soon on Gemporia Lifestyle.
Gemporia Lifestyle, coming soon to Freeview Channel 74 and Gemporia.com.
Hello and welcome. We love hearing from you and we really hope that you can follow us on our social media platforms. We've got Instagram, which is @Sewing Street. We have Facebook. We've got 2 Facebook pages. One is the Sewing Street TV page and the other one is Sewing Street Fans. All 3 of these are monitored all the time by our wonderful team, and if you want to message us on air, drop us a line on either of those 3 and we'll definitely be able to answer your questions that you may have. If you post on the actual wall, we can perhaps answer there. Otherwise, message us as well. That works really, really well. Thank you so much for being involved, and it's only because of this community that we're able to bring you all these different diverse products and to be able to answer your questions that you may have. Another way you can stay in touch with us is by signing up to our newsletter. These newsletters are sent out to you very regularly and they include not only our guest profiles of upcoming guests, but also amazing shows that we've got coming up for you. And if you want to look at the amazing products before everybody else, that's the best way to do it. If you'd like to sign up and you haven't already, the link to follow is www.sewingstreet.com/sign up. You won't regret it. Thank you.
Christmas is going to be here before we know it, and as with every year, we want to make sure that we get our makes ready in time for gifting on the big day or for decorations in the lead up. We're here to help with our Christmas make shows, starting with our 3-day event on Friday the 31st of July until Sunday the 2nd of August, and we'll be live for 5 hours each day too. Expect lots of festival quilting, FPP, dressmaking and needle felting to make all your decorations, advent calendars, cushion covers and so much more. We'll have our expert tutorials from some of our favourite guest designers and a fabulous competition exclusively for our Sewing Street family. Keep your eyes peeled on our email newsletter, Facebook and Instagram for more details in the run-up. And don't forget to tune in from 8 AM to 1 PM on Friday the 31st of July until Sunday the 2nd of August on Freeview Channel 74, Sky 670 or on our YouTube channel.
Hello, my name's Rachel Ilsley. Let me show you around my beautiful sewing studio, Magnolia. My sewing studio is in Wootton Bassett, and on a daily basis I alter and dressmake for bridal customers. All my brides are absolutely wonderful. You can see I make waistcoats, bridesmaids' dresses, anything really they ask me for. Now my sewing story started as an adopted child, and my adoptive mother was also a seamstress, so she taught me everything I know. So I feel extremely lucky to be able to now be doing this as a profession. Also very proud am I to be now a part of the Sewing Street family, and I so look forward to being on the shows with all of your support, which I know that I have. My claim to fame. Well, I did appear on another sewing channel in last November, on the 7th of November. Some of you may have watched it. And so that was my little claim to fame. So I've just literally risen from a full-time insurance job to sewing as a profession. I look forward to seeing you all. Bye!
Would you like to take part in our weekly competition? If you do, then all you have to do is head to the Sewing Street fan page group on Facebook. Post your picture of your make. Myself, Debbie Shaw and John Cole Morgan love looking at all of your makes every week. We pick our favourite and announce the winner every Friday live on the show. Happy sewing and good luck.
Oh, can you hear me? Perfect. Hello! I didn't know whether you could hear me then or not, so hello! You can hear me now. Welcome back. This is the most fantastic hour of the day. Actually, I don't know whether 9 o'clock's better or this one. I don't know. But it's a great hour because it's fabric and it's all the new stuff and it's wonderful. And I am so excited. 70 weight Gutermann. I cannot wait to get these all out the box to show you. These are absolutely beautiful. We've had so much Gutermann in recently. You can see just over there all those wonderful boxes there. But these are the 70 weight. So the 70 weight is a bit different than the normal 50 weight because you can deal with larger, thicker fabrics. So you can do it with denim, you can do it with leather. But what I love is the fact that these are all for top stitching, but they're all variegated on the top row. So if you are going to use these for any of your, if you're ever using these for any of your decorative stitching on leather or onto denim, you've got that wonderful variegation that you'll be able to then get that variegation all the way through. If for bag making even, or just fabulous, fabulous colours, being able to work with all of those different heavy-duty fabrics that you would use. Like all these gorgeous denims over here. This isn't obviously included in it, but just look how beautiful that looks with all that denim. It looks so, and every single one of them would look different for different projects and all. They're so good. Now these are all 100% polyester. There's 70 meters on each one of these spools. You're getting 20 spools in the whole kit. These are the variegation ones, and then I'm going to put the solids. It is the first time we've had 70 weight as well. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm actually not sure how to put these all out. I didn't do this very well. So I'm going to slide these over so you can get to see all of them at the same time. But the quality of Gutermann is so good. It is really, really good. Personally, I prefer using 100% polyester because I think the thread is much stronger than a cotton thread. It's just a personal preference. Some people prefer cotton, some people prefer polyester. But with these variegated threads, I just adore the way they work. Really beautiful, and you can just tell the different colorways in. And these, even though they're 70 weight, they still work on your normal sewing machine. Thank you. Just trying to get these all out. There are so many. Thank you. So there are 20. So these have all been made with something called microcore technology, which is, it's the circular spinning process because there are 3 strands of thread in each one of these threads. And you can see they're really strong. So they've got that 3 strands of thread that have been strung together uniformly all the way through. So you're always going to have that smooth surface and they're always going to be consistent all the way through. So that's the great thing about using a man-made fibre for your thread, that they'll be completely uniform all the way through. you're getting 20 of these. There are 70 meters in all of these. Now, these are brand new to us today, 70 weight, getting 20 different colors here. Half are variegated for £45.99. Now, I know a lot of you have been checking out on these already, and you can see why. These variegated threads on their own, how much are they normally, did you say? So so if we go back a step, so we've got 20 spools in here, and that works out to £2.29 per spool. Now, obviously, because they're 70 weight, they're much more expensive because there's a much more thread in them. But we've looked elsewhere. Obviously, we try and make sure that you got the best deal on these things. So we're at £2.29 per spool. So we found a price comparison now for the variegated thread there, same collection, that's this one over here that I've got in my hand, 9954, that is £2.55 there. Now I know on one spool you're not thinking that's a massive saving, but you can see that's the one that's the one there that was on there, but that's 20. Yep, that's 20p saving per spool, and then you've got 4 of them. That's just under £4 saving on that. It's such a great deal. And the great thing about these variegated threads, what I love, is because you've got so many different ones of them, you can try and do different things on different fabrics with it and give it a go. It's such a great way to be able to use these threads. I absolutely adore these. Because also the thicker weight with the variegation does mean you can make the most of the project. Because you look at these, I'm going to just, do you think the black one would come? No, I'm going to do the green. This one is so vibrant because I think what really works well is when you actually show it on a thicker fabric as to what it's going to look like. Now, if you've never done this before, this is a sneaky little thing that they do, Gutermann Thread do. There's a little storage compartment in these. So if you don't ever use this on your machine, don't ever pop that. That is where your needle gets stored, and you can leave your needles in there. And you don't have to carry your needles with you. As long as this doesn't pop open, you've got that there. But just look at this color on here, and you can see that variegation going. You can see the decorative effect there because of the 70 weight, and you can really see the difference going from this yellow to the green all the way through to this light blue. It's a beautiful, beautiful way of threading through it's just gorgeous. Loving, loving, loving these. And of course they're the 100% polyester because the technology is so important to be able to do that. You get the best surface area of cover there with those, what did you call them, microcore spinning to be able to get 3 of these strands together. They then do this microcore spinning process to get these 3 strands of thread together to be able to make this. And you can see I'm really pulling on that and it's still not breaking, whereas cotton does give way with that because it's not quite as strong as the polyester. But of course it is a man-made fibre and it is just so lovely to feel, and it's so consistent as well. Really, really great. And the colours, and the great thing with it being polyester as well is the colours are always consistent, because with 100% cotton sometimes they're slightly a shade different on it, whereas these, look how beautiful these different threads are here. Now, even though I found that price comparison there where the competitor was slightly more expensive than us, because buying these on their own is actually really, really difficult. So do look elsewhere, but you can tell it's very, very rare to be able to find a pack where you've got 10 different variegated spools there. It's very, very difficult to find a pack that you can actually get where there are 10 variegations there. It's really hard. So do have a look elsewhere. It's important to make sure that you're getting the best for you, but you can tell how beautiful these designs are. It's just such a great, great thread. Love that. I'm sorry, I'm just going to do this one as well because this pink is just screaming at me. Look at that. Love that. Now you'll see that I've separated the variegation and the solids. I'm obsessed with the variegation thread because I'm just thinking these are threads that you're using for thicker fabrics. And we had Cara Ackerman in a couple of weeks ago doing her that leather book that we had in, and I ended up buying a whole load of those leather bags because I've been thinking of different gifts and things to make, and this thread is perfect for those. And I saw that Debbie had the glitter PU, the rainbow PU on. Oh, love that. But you can imagine, actually, Debbie had this glitter PU on it. Can you imagine one of these with a hot pink on there? You know, you can just tell it's going to work so beautifully. But it's also what's so great about it is that because it works with the more durable, the thicker fabrics. The 70 weight is so important to be able to make sure that it's going to hold and stitch through all these thicker fabrics. And just look at that combination of colours there. It's just beautiful. I love that, and it's just a nice little gift that you can give yourself there. Remember, we're just over £2.29 a spool on these, £45.99 for all 20 of these. It's 70 weight, and you're getting 70 metres on each one. And of course, unless you're working with bag making and denim and leather all the time, you're not going to use 70 weight all the time. It's going to be for a specific project that you're going to look for just that right red or just the right pink. And then when you or maybe you want to try bag making at some point, you're not quite sure how to or when to, these are the perfect threads for you to be able to do any form of top stitching. But even if you're thinking of maybe upcycling and you've got some leftover denims, and you've got all these different threads and everything, it's perfect. It's that nice little next step, that next level. It's a perfect way to be able to do it. And getting them and putting them in your stash until you find that perfect project, that's great too. And just look how beautiful they all look in there. I love these. Such a great kit, these. First time we've had these today on Sewing Street. Really, really lovely, those. Now, when you are doing this, it is recommending that you're using a 90 or a 100 needle. That would probably be best with a top stitch needle as well. But they are recommending the width being between 90 and 100 to make sure that it would take through there as well. But just make sure you just read through everything on there. And there's a great website with Gutermann that you can go through and find out more information about this as well. Really, really lovely product, that. Enjoy it. Now, one of my favourite things about my job is every single Friday I am able to do Make of the Week. Now, if you don't know what Make of the Week is, every single week myself, Vicky and Debbie go through the web page, the Sewing Street fans page, and we find all the different makes of the week that we absolutely adore. And I have to say, you make this job incredibly difficult for us because every single week we've all got 2, 3, 4. Last week I had 9. This week I had 6 different projects. And unfortunately at that point it's going to have to be picking out of the hat because they are so good and they're so talented. And we've had so many of them. So the winners for this week all receive free postage and packaging on your next order. And let's see who this week's winners are. We've got Julie Parsons, Emma Pitthouse and Gary Harris. Look at these fabulous makes. Emma Pitthouse made this wonderful strawberry sampler book from Jane Greenoff's collection. Started at the beginning of lockdown and did it all the way through. Well done, that was stunning. Next we've got Gary Harris. Gorgeous make there, look at that. Really, really lovely, that. And then last but not least, Julie Parsons. Gorgeous little quilt there, really, really special. Well done. Such lovely makes, all of them. So if you have one in our Make of the Week this week, do go onto our Sewing Street TV page, drop us a message and we can send you your code for your free postage and packaging. Otherwise, drop us an email at studio@sewingstreet.com and we can send that voucher across to you. Congratulations to all of you. Please make sure you do keep popping your makes up on the Sewing Street fans page. Each week we look at them and the clock is reset. So get putting your pictures up and your makes up and we'll get you ready for next week. Right, we have got so many lovely things today. We're going to start off with some fabrics. Which one shall I start with? Which one? Wonderful. We've got this wonderful bundle of fabrics here. Let me show you all 4 of these. Look at them. Perfect. So these are all brand new today to Sewing Street. This is the Wildflower Fabric Bundle. There's 1/2 metre of each of these 4 pieces. And let me show you a bit closer as to what they all look like. Now, this is how much you're going to get of each one. Look at these. Now, you can see this little code just over here, HRXC78. Our computer gremlins are with us again this morning. So please do us a favour and just pop onto the website and type in that code, HRXC78, and you'll be able to find the bundle that way. We're all doing the very best that we can at the moment, and our little website does occasionally have a few hiccups. We are busy getting that sorted as we speak, and within an hour it'll be fixed. But at the moment right now, unfortunately, you are going to have to search that code for this bundle. So please, that's the code you're typing in. Sorry, I'm trying to decorate. That one right there, HRXC78. And that's for this gorgeous bundle over here. 4 different fabrics, 1/2 metre of each. I've shown you the size of all of them on that one. So that's our first fabric there. Oh wow, I'm hearing now that this bundle is the only way to get this fabric, the hexagon fabric I'm going to show you now. It's sold out completely during our previous show, probably because I recommended it for the backing of those quilts. They're really beautiful. But just look at the detailing on this fabric. They're so pretty. Really lovely. Now, the only way to get this hexagon fabric is now in this bundle. And you can see why it's so pretty. Really lovely that. Love that. I'm going to fold this the correct way because I got it wrong the last time. I'm just loving the detail on all of these. They're so clever. And then, of course, our fabulous bees. Really love these. So that is our bundle there, as all of those. 4 is 1/2 metres. If you do buy 2 bundles, you are going to get these already pre-cut in 1/2 metres. You won't get them as a single piece. So unfortunately, that is the disadvantage of buying the bundle. But look how beautiful they all are. And you're going to only way to get this hexagon fabric now. But we do have some of these by the 1/2 metre. We'll start with the bees. Start with the bees. So this is the wonderful bee fabric there. Isn't that just adorable? Lots of you have already checked out on this already. And that's the great thing about us all having the fabric on the website. You can go back and check exactly what it is that we've got coming up. And you then get a little bit of a head start on everybody else. But look how cute these little bees are. They're so sweet. Love that. Oh, that's really sweet. Hannah was just saying that she was watching all the bees the other day going and sitting in the poppies outside her garden. And as the bee goes in, the poppy just goes bloop. It's great. Love that. And the bees it'll fall out. I love that. Now this one I think is absolutely stunning. Look at that. Absolutely stunning, this one. So this is also available by the 1/2 metre. This is a wildlife floral in navy flat. Let me do that. There we go. And that's $5.99. Again, you've got your lovely little bees in there as well. $5.99 for a 1/2 metre of this. Can you imagine this is the centre of a block, being able to fussy cut that out? That would be beautiful, wouldn't it? So it's a really lovely fabric there, $5.99. If you do buy more than 1 unit of that, that will come to you cut as a single piece. So if you wanted 2 metres, you'd buy 4 units, and that'll come to you as 1 single piece. And then last but not least in this wonderful collection here, we've got this colourway. Also $5.99 for a 1/2 metre. This is the Wildlife Floral White fabric. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh, can I ask a favour? Can we get the blossom fabric? Because I'm just thinking for the backing of their blossom quilts. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping off key here. Sorry. It's just there. That's it there. Underneath it. Keep going. Just grab the whole quilt. Thank you, cat. And as if by magic, the wonderful cat has done this. Thank you. But you can see this is our blossom quilt. But if you're looking for a backing, couldn't that be beautiful? Maybe you're doing a white colourway for your front. That would be beautiful as a backing. Sorry. That's probably why our hexagons were doing so well earlier, because I showed them up earlier. But it's such a beautiful, beautiful fabric, this. Really pretty. The Wildlife Floral Fabric on White. And don't forget, you can get this all as a bundle as well. Now I've also got oh, hello Betty. Her name's Betty. So we've, oh, these are gorgeous. Oh, I love these. I don't want to show these. I want to buy them all. Right, so we've got these as well. This is, which are they together or separate? Separates. So this is the Enchanted Garden on grey. Oh, isn't that just beautiful? Absolutely adore these. Really love that. So pretty, and the detailing on this fabric is so good. For $5.99 for a half metre there, really pretty. I can't decide which one of these I like more. Oh, right, so you remember I spoke to you about little computer gremlins? For some reason, this Enchanted Garden in green floral fabric is this one. Might be because that's considered green, I don't know. You can see you've got this lovely green flower there, maybe that's it. So yes, our little computer gremlins are back on the scene again. So this is called in green floral fabric, but obviously it is grey. That will probably be fixed by the end of the show. But at the moment, it says on green. So that's that colourway there. Next, we've got this beautiful, this is absolutely stunning. Look at this. So this is the Enchanted Garden in cream floral fabric. And just look at the details there. Doesn't that look like a little enchanted garden there? Really, really pretty, that. So I'll show you the detail closer on this as well. I think this is just such a beautiful fabric. And if anybody wants to know, it's a 5-inch repeat. Because I know my lovely ladies, every fabric you look at now is all stack and whackable. So this is a good one to look at for stack and whack. $5.99 for the half metre of that one. Wonderful. We've got Lewis and Irene. Is it the one with the little mouses on? Little mices. Oh, I love this one. It's like a little mousy, little romantic. Oh, it's beautiful. I love this. These two little fabrics are so special. They're really sweet. Just look how adorable they are. This is the Tulip Fields Windmill in lemon fabric, half a metre, $6.99. Just look how adorable those little mice are. They're so sweet. Really, really, really sweet. Just look at the detail there. Look, they're getting married and they've got little bridesmaid and groomsmen. Really sweet. I know they're probably not getting married, but you know what I mean. They just look like they're getting a little marriage there. Let me have my little illusion. It's nice to have a little illusion on your fabric. Hannah says, nope, they've had an argument. This is the cutest fabric I have seen in a very long time. I absolutely love this fabric. These gorgeous little mice in the little flowers, poking its little head out each and every time. Just absolutely stunning. This is the Lewis and Irene Tulip Fields mice on pale blue, and you can just see these beautiful little mice in there. Oh, let me move it down a little bit, and you can see the little mouse's face popping out. They're just adorable, so, so sweet. Really beautiful fabric, that. Loving that. And the selvage, look, it's little tulips on the side. I always think when you've got a great selvage like that, it just shows really great design. Got to do something fun. Perfect. Is that one it? You sure it's this one? Perfect. Just wanted to double check, because how many were there? Right, so I'm going to start this with, there are only 5 meters of this left. So that is sort of a stock warning. There are 10 units left of this one. Look how adorable this is. So this is the Lewis and Irene Hummingbird Blossoms on Pink fabric. Half a meter there for $6.99. And the detail on those flowers is just so beautiful that you may not have actually noticed this gorgeous little pop of green in there as well. It's absolutely adorable. And as you get closer, you can see those stems. You've got that beautiful, beautiful green in there as well. See that green there and there? Beautiful. Really, really wonderful design on that. So that is available for $6.99 by the half meter. We've only got 10 units of that left. Only 5 meters left of that one. And then if you want the same fabric but with a white background, we've got that one as well. Again, this one is the Lewis and Irene Hummingbird Blossoms on Cream fabric. Half a meter for $6.99. I just want to recap this one as well. We've got these wonderful 4 fabrics here called the Wildflower Fabric Bundle. Oh my goodness. So the hexies outside of the bundle have already sold out. Which one of these? The bees is about to sell out. So of these 2 fabrics of this bundle, these are the only 2 that we've still got stock of. The bees, we've got a very, very limited amount, but you get all 4 of these in our wonderful bundle here. Half a meter of each one there for £23.49. We've had a message in from Christine. Good morning. Oh my goodness, she loves the bees fabric. Her daughter works in a nursery called Busy Bees. Oh, and she's going to be busy making things with the Busy Bee fabric. She's just buzzing off to go and get some quick now. Oh, that's brilliant. And you can see this is such a great bundle here. You've got the wonderful hexagons there, the gorgeous bees. And there we go. Look at that. It's just such a gorgeous collection there, really beautiful. And this hexagon fabric on its own is already sold out. The Busy Bees is almost sold out as well, but you've got these 2 available there. These 2 are now only available in the bundle. Has the bees sold out completely? About to. So when this comes onto replay, these will only be available in the bundle, and these are still available by the half meter. But it's just such a beautiful bundle, this. Half a meter of each one. That's half a meter by 42 inches as the width. So look and see, this is how much you're getting. Each one of them is 42 inches, isn't it? It is. So you're getting a lot of fabric there. You're getting 2 meters, 4 different pieces that are that size. And that's for £23.49. Such a great deal there. And what's so great about this as well is you've got these fabrics have all been designed to go together, and all the colours, you can see the blue there is the same as the blue there is the blue there, and the bees here are the same as the bees over there. It's just a beautiful, beautiful way of being able to design fabric and do it. And you've obviously got really great taste because you've already bought so much of that out already. So well done for that. Next we've got the toy making book, yeah. The Fat Quarters Toys. Now, I love this book because we've got so many of these samples already made. We've got the duck. Love the duck. I'm going to pop this over here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get to all of it. But the great thing is, remember those 4 in a row? You've got these available for This is a kit that you could do, and I love this because you can then go and you've got these Velcro bits on there, and you can just stick them as you go. I'm playing against myself. I've got red. I don't have enough. But you can see what I'm doing with it, and you can go through and you can do all of these wonderful things, and then you just take these off. And there are no plastics, it's reusable, the Velcro will keep going for yonks. And when you're finished with it, you just pop it back in the bag, tie it up, and you've got this wonderful kit ready to go. So this is the idea, is to be able to make toys that are reusable, coming from this fabulous book that we've got here. And they are just so much fun, and you've got so many different projects that you can do in here. We had this wonderful fish book as well, being able to make all these fish. And then we've got a fishing rod that you can go and pick those up with as well. But even here, the ring stacker, being able to do things like that. And it's great that it's all fabric because they're very easy to just wash then when you need to. This is just a really, really sweet book of being able to make all these wonderful different things. Dancing ballerina, and of course there are no buttons or anything as choking hazards. They're all sewn in. That one's obviously got a button on, but you don't have to. You can just do stitching on there as well. Got a nice little soldier. Monty the bear. Oh, I love the busy bee. That is so lovely. But imagine being able to get this wonderful bundle that we've got over here. Sorry, I always do this. You could make accessories for your little bee. He could have a little knapsack in one of these. Oh, look at the hexagons. You could be able to build him a little house out of the hexagons. Love that. You could have his own little bed and his own little quilt. That's a really good idea. Matilda Gosling. Now, I've named my long arm quilter Matilda. I did. She's got her own Instagram account as well. Look at the hungry little piggy. Oh, and the duo elephant. That could be a pincushion as well. But it's just a very thoughtful book. Very, very well thought out. There's our Betty Bird. There's our little Betty Bird there. But the great thing is as well with the fish that we had here, you could, this is a game later on, you could make this a mobile if you needed to or wanted to. And of course, who doesn't love a unicorn? That's just the most beautiful thing. Oh, and the mermaid. And of course, if you wanted a five-eyed alien, of course, there he is, ready to go. A little pineapple. If you want to play a huggable ukulele. It's a bit less loud for your kids if you want. This I love, the memory game. I used to be quite good at this, but I'm not anymore. That was so good. But I think if you're going to do it, make sure you don't stitch on the back. Otherwise, you're going to know which is which. And look at the crayon bowl. Oh, this is so sweet. Soft Skittles. Oh, that's good. Nothing can get broken in your house when you do soft Skittles. But the great thing is you've then got a stitch library. You've got all the templates. Everything you need to make everything in this book is all available for you here at the back. You can see there's almost as many templates as there are patterns. They're really, really good. And you can see just full of colour, full of life, loads of different projects to be able to make. Such a great book. 50 fat quartered toys for $12.99. That's what, 30 odd p, 40p a project. Such a great book, that. Really, really lovely. Which one are we going to do next? Debbie's or the Bible? We're going to do the Quilting Bible next. Now, one of the questions I get asked most is, which book do you recommend for quilters? Now, I cannot lie that Linda Clements is literally my quilter's Bible, and it's called the Quilter's Bible. It is one of the most brilliantly written books with regards to quilting from the very beginning right up to the end. It is so, so good. You've got so many different things that you can do with it, and she's got an MBE. Oh, no, that's the forward. I apologise, Linda Clements. Lynn Edwards is the MBE. My apologies. But now what I love is that cross-stitching, it's not just quilts. You can make all these bags. And it's great because you get all the design tools, the marking tools, measuring and cutting tools, and it explains why you need each one and what everything's for. Pressing tools, You've got the gizmos and gadgets, the sewing tools, everything that you could possibly want. Explains what fabric you could be using, interfacings and fusibles. This color wheel is so, so important because I think not only are you looking at color, but you're also looking at value and contrast and the variety, and the value of your colors is so, so important because you can do all the greens on the color wheel being in the same segment, which is over here, but because your values change on that color, you're able to create a really interesting quilt with a background. And you can then just gives you an idea of how best to explain that. Tells you how to buy and store fabric. Tells you about grain and bias. It just goes through hundreds of different things that you may want to know about with regards to quilting. It explains different blocks. So if you're wanting to do just hexagons, what you can make with the hexagons. If you just want to use diamonds, if you want to use half hexes. If you're wanting to do a 4-patch, it shows you the different ways of being able to do a 4-patch. If you want to do a 5-patch, then that's 5 patches per row and 5 lines. You want to do a 7-patch, the same thing. If you want to do a 9-patch, which is a 9-patch all in, it's just got and I find it so easy to read, so easy to be able to understand. And there's just so much information all the way through it. It tells you how to do a Bargello quilt here. Giving you the way of being able to do all these different designs and the ebb and the flow of all the fabric as well. And of course, it's got everything in here, like you saw a little bit while ago, string patchwork, and you've got all these different blocks, and it's just such a great. I'm not even. This is page 85, and I've already learnt so much. And there are so many more things. There's 250 odd pages in here. It explains what a rhombus is, what the angles on all of these things are, which is, it doesn't seem important, but when you come to be able to do all of these different diamonds, you need to know what the angles are to be able to then carry on. Working out how to sew the order of pieces together, this is really important. And it's just nice to have one book where everything is included. I'm just looking at that block and thinking, oh, I really like that. And it's just fabulous. You can see this is the Storm at Sea blocks here as well. And this is the problem that I find, that I go through these books and I flick and curved edging. And I just get distracted by what is in here. And it's just so brilliant. You've got the clamshells there, being able to create something really beautiful with clamshells. So just such a fabulous, fabulous book, and it's filled with details there. Literally, The Quilter's Bible by Linda Clements there, $15.99. Really, really great book there. Now, today we're putting Susan back to work. Hello, Susan. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm going to slide you over just very quickly, because what Susan's going to show us today is our extra wide backing. And I need her right up against the wall, be able to show you all the backing. So this is our crosshatch extra wide backing, 280 centimeters wide. Look at that. That's 108 inches. Was it 108? 108 inches there. Really beautiful. And what's so good about this fabric is the design. It's such a beautiful color, but the design just shows really beautifully. Because the crosshatches, sometimes when they're so uniform, they can cause a bit of strobing, or your eyes go a bit funny. But with this one, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful design. Really simple, asymmetrical or not symmetrical, whatever word you want to use. It's just so, so lovely there. $8.99, and it's a huge amount of fabric you're getting for $8.99 there. And it's not just for backing, because we call it extra wide backing because most quilts use backing this wide, but it can be used for everything. It's still that great quality of quilting cotton, but you can use it for bag making, you can use it for clothing, you can do it for extra wide backing on your quilts, you can do it for binding, if you're making reusable bags as well. Such a great, great product, and such a great quality on that as well. So not only have we got the blue, but Santa is coming. Now, we've got Christmas in July next week. Is it next week? I think it's next week, 31st. So I'm really, really excited about that. But what is so good about Christmas in July is that when you are looking for that extra wide backing for a quilt, or you're just wanting to make some bottle bags or bags for gifts, this is such a huge amount of fabric. Can you imagine all your gifts being able to wrapped up like this? Oh, that's a good point, actually. We shouldn't be showing this now because obviously Christmas in July is next week. We'll be able to do that then. But it's just such a great design as well. You've got that wonderful non-uniform crosshatch there. It's brilliant. And it's not just, again, not just for quilts. It's for anything you could possibly think of using it for. But I do think as well, we're trying to all be a bit greener, being able to do Christmas wrapping paper, gift bags, things like that. And they're reusable, so you can use them year on year. It's really lovely. And you're getting so much fabric there. So it's 2.8 meters by 1/2 meter. It's a lot of fabric there. So of course, if you want a meter of this, you'll buy 2 units. If you want 2 units, you'll get 4 meters. Sorry, if you get 4 units, we'll get you 2 meters, and they'll come to you cut as one single piece there. Love that. What we got next? Now, brand new today. Are we doing king size first? We've got 2 different sizes. We're going to start with the king size because we've got 2 different sizes today, the king size and the queen size. Now, this is a first brand new to Sewing Street today. We've never had it on. It is such a fantastic, fantastic wadding. It's 120 inches square. Now, that is a huge amount of wadding. If you're going to be doing a crib quilt, which is, say, a meter square, you will get 9 of them out of this. It is such an enormous, enormous amount of wadding. This is going to be £64.99 because it is all wool. It is so lovely. And I think we've got a lovely little slide now for you for there. So I'll read that now to you. This is a statement directly from Heirloom, and it says, Heirloom Premium Wool Batting provides superb insulation. The fibre breathes, allowing excess heat to disperse away from the body. One of the many benefits of wool is that it will give warmth without adding weight. Wool can absorb up to 30 degrees of its own weight in moisture without feeling damp. Gosh, I didn't know that. The tiny fibres trap air, which create insulation in this lightweight batting. In addition, wool battings are naturally mildew resistant and resistant to moth damage when quilted with cotton fabrics. Now, that I did not know. This batting can be quilted up to 4 inches apart and has excellent loft retention. Heirloom wool batting is lightly resin bonded to provide stability and retard fibre migration and bearding. Hobbs Heirloom Premium 100% wool batting has become one of our most sought-after battings due to its soft and luxurious feel and the way it brings out a quilter's piecing and stitching. It needles wonderfully, maintains loft, and has exceptional resilience. Hobbs Heirloom Premium 100% wool batting is a lightweight, breathable batting that breathes naturally and is comfortable for use in all climates, even hot and humid climates. It is made from the finest superwashed wool in the world. The superwashing process successfully smooths the scales in the wool fibres, making it pleasant to the touch and less likely to shrink. This product, while lightweight, is also strong and resists bearding and migration. Now, I have to say, I know that was a lot of information, but I think what's really important is this is a really good quality product. It is not only going to help protect, because we've all got quilts that are very, very old, and some of them have got little moth holes in them. This protects against the moth holes as well because it's written by the manufacturer themselves that it's resistant there. If you've got a slightly damp home, this will not cause any mildew in it as well. It automatically releases the heat that traps you. It's got a natural breathing property within it, and it is just so lovely to the touch as well. Really, really lovely product there. £64.99, but it is 120 inches by 120 inches. Most of us are never going to do a quilt that size, but if you did want to get this, this will be 4 quilts that are 60 by 60 inches. Obviously, if you're getting it long-armed, it will be slightly smaller, but you would easily be able to get 4 good-sized quilts out of this piece of wadding there. And when you're taking £64.99 and dividing that by 4 smaller quilts, that's actually nowhere near as expensive. But it's got all that amazing quality of wool batting. But it's all on the Heirloom website as well. And this is all about the information we gave you earlier is from, it's all from the Hobbs Heirloom website as well. And that's what they've got to say about their wadding as well. It's such a lovely, lovely product, that. £64.99 for the king size. Brand new today. But it's very traditional as well, because I think that's a lot of the quilts that were made many, many years ago were made from wool. So I think it's quite important that it's a tradition that we carry on as well. Really lovely. So if you didn't want to get the king size, we also have the queen size quilt as well. This one is 90 by 108. The same wonderful qualities that we read to you a few minutes ago. But this one is 90 by 108 inches, and this is $53.99. But again, when you're using your more expensive products like your William Morris and your Liberty, this may extend the life of your quilt for another 100 years using the wool batting. It's just such a great, great product that it's something definitely to consider. $53.99 there for the queen size one. And remember, you don't have to make a queen size quilt out of it. You can cut it down and make a smaller one. Brand new today. I'm so pleased we've been able to get that in. It's lovely. Now, speaking of brand new today, we've got our wonderful Gutermann thread. These are 70 weight threads, 70 meters each one. You've got 10 variegated and you've got 10 solid colors here. These are the variegated ones at the top. These are the solids. Now, these are not to be used for your normal crafting cottons like your quilting. These are meant to be used with your denims, your leather, your PU. These are for your thicker fabrics. They're used with a 90 or 100 needle. And the weight is slightly thicker. It's totally fine to use on your machine. You just need to use a slightly larger needle, either a 90 or 100 needle. And this is just the most wonderful collection of colours here. 20 different colours there, $45.99, working out at just under $2.29 a metre, at $2.29 per spool. And these variegation, I think it was this one itself, we've been able to find on its own for £2.55. But it's really hard to find the 70 weight. Very hard to find the 70 weight anyway, certainly not in a big bundle like that. So do keep looking around for that. We've got the most fantastic deal for that today. £45.99 for that 70 weight. Really, really lovely. And I just can't wait to be able to use all of those variegations on my leather that I bought the other day, which I got from the show. Can't wait. Speaking of denims, we've got our 2 wonderful collections of denims here. So this is called... Let me show you how much you're getting first of all. I know it's a ½ meter, but look how wide it is. So this is your 8-ounce medium heavyweight wash denim in medium blue. It's a huge amount of fabric there for $4.99. Such a great feel to it as well. Love that. Maybe making clothes or bags, or, you know, I've been seeing recently a lot more people are making picnic quilts. So what's great with a picnic quilt is that you actually back it with something like this that is a little bit more robust than your quilting cottons. And then you back it with that, and then you're able to use it outside and put this on the floor as well. And then you just put it in the washing machine afterwards. And at $4.99 for ½ meter of that, it's such a great price to be able to make something that you can use outdoors as well. So if you didn't want the darker one, we've also got this lighter version as well. Let me remind you how much you're getting. This is huge. So this is the medium heavyweight wash denim cotton, light blue, ½ meter for $4.99 as well. What's that little white thing on it? So there we go. Love that. Now we've got some denim look-alike and lightweight denim as well. Is it denim or not? Some of them are, some of them aren't. But it's a lovely combination here. Love this. Oh, come on. Okay, I didn't drop them. That's a good sign. Look at those. Is this a big bundle? Oh gosh, that would be a most gorgeous bundle. Starting at the bottom or the top? Perfect. Now flip this around. Going to start at the top. Oh, look at that! This is stunning. Oh my gosh, it's huge! Look at those sparkly stars. So these aren't woven in. They look like they're embossed on because they're a metallic that are actually on it as well. For bag making, I was just looking at this and thinking I need a new mat for my a bag for my mats. But that is absolutely stunning. I love that. That's the gold ditzy star on denim fabric there. That can't be for $5.99. It's 150 wide. Gosh. So it is 100% cotton, but it is a lightweight denim. So you can, it's definitely not a quilting weight. It is slightly heavier. So it is 100% Devon there. But you can see you've got these wonderful embossed stars on here. Really, really lovely. $5.99 there. I love these. You know what I'm thinking as well? If you made a pair of denim trousers, these as your pockets would be fabulous. Now this one we've got as hearts, which is adorable. Now the last time they had this on the show, which I didn't see, they had this sold out, but you can see why. Look at those. These are 150 wide. These are a lightweight denim. Half a metre of that is $5.99. You can see why it sold out the last time. It's gorgeous. Love that. I think I'm going to get some of this just to make some bags out of it. It's gorgeous. I've never made bags before, but this is a good fabric to start with. Love that. Next we've got this little, what is this? Little sailboats. Is that grey or blue? It's blue. They do look like little baby croissants, don't they? See what I mean? Little baby croissants, but they are sail ships. White sail ships on denim fabric, half a metre. Good for laundry bags, maybe. But even if you're doing one of the kids' rooms, maybe as a neutral, this would go very, very well. Oh God, sorry. I'm busy folding the fabric up and I was just like, John, we're on the overhead. Would you stop? Sorry. Live tell you what could possibly go wrong. So this one is 70% rayon, 27% polyester, and 3% spandex. So this is not a true denim that. So it's the rayon, polyester, and spandex mix on that one as well there. $4.99 by the half metre for that one. Next we're back to denim. This feels like denim. Look at that. This is the white roses on denim fabric, half a metre, $4.99. So this one's previously, when it was on the show, it's sold out. Oh, looking at the stock, I think we're going to sell out on that one today as well. Love that. Oh, this one's very sweet. Ditzy daisies. That is very cute. Oh, that would be good. Hannah was just saying this would make a really nice dunga skirt. That is really sweet. So this is 100% cotton there, $4.99 for the half metre on that one. Oh, sweet! Oh, that's very sweet. Imagine just having a little pocket out of this. It's just one of those really statement pieces that you can mix and match with others. I'm just looking at our light denim that we had on as earlier, that might work very well. Otherwise, the dark denim is probably a closer match to it. These aren't included. I'm just showing this as examples. But it's great because these fabrics, you can all intermix them and you can do different things with them. I think it's great having those options available. I have no idea how I'm folding these anymore. Ooh, this is very fancy. That is definitely fancy. I want to call it fleur de lis, but it's not. You've got that kind of look to it. Oh, did you? Oh, they called them... Oh, that's very good. I like that. Square fancies. Because when you look at it immediately, it does look really fancy. It does. It just does. I have to say, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, I want a little Mr. Kipling fancy, please. Not because I'm choosing, because all little fancies are better. Oh, good. Trust me, I know the difference. I know them all. I think my grandmother-in-law is watching. Hello, Jean. The only reason I'm mentioning it is Granny was very kind and she said, oh, you need to tell John to eat a few more salads. She's so sweet. I adore that woman more than anybody in the world. She's so lovely. Love you, Jean. Right, back to work. There we go. We've got this ditzy, pink ditzy flowers in dark denim. I love it. So this one is, how much rayon? 70% rayon. 27%, 30%. 20, sorry, I'm getting this all mixed up. 70% rayon, 27% polyester, and 3% spandex. So if you're using this for dressmaking, this will be perfect for you there. So that's $4.99 by the half meter there, the pink ditzy on dark denim. Love that. Now we've got our menu for tomorrow. Who's in tomorrow? Is it Vicky? Vicky's in tomorrow. So we've got, oh, Angela Presley, her Thursday pattern for dress and top. Hello, Angela. Colour Me In panels and tools. Oh, they're amazing. I love those. Tote bag with Angela Presley. Stash busting bundles. And then the repeat of this morning's creative grids. That'll be tomorrow from 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Which one? Don't forget today, we've got this wonderful brand new collection here, this bundle. We've sold out of the bees, we've sold out of the hexagons on their own. So the only way to be able to get these now is on this gorgeous bundle. £23.49 for that. Half metre of each, which is going to be 2 metres of fabric. How long we got? Oh, thank you all so much for your time today. It was lovely having you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Go well. Bye-bye.